Yeah. Say what I say and do what I will. They tryna do what I do, they lacking the skill. And I know I'm going up, running for the hills. Removing myself from the fade, I keep it too real. Bitch, I got businesses, I'm a brand house. I ain't wasting time is money, what you playing for? These rappers sleeping on me, I got hits that put the K in up. And yeah, I hear you talking, tell me what you saying though. Yeah, cause baby, I came in and step on the scene. Yeah, tell me what makes you think you stepping on me. You think you the best, let me see. You keep doing what I'm doing, lead the rest up to me. Lights, camera, action. Shit on all these bitches with a passion. I want the money and fame. They gon' know my name when I stand. On the scene, know my name when I stand. I'm on the scene, know my name when I stand. On the scene, they gon' know it when I stand. Yeah, stepping on the scene. I'm on the scene, on the scene. I'm on the scene. I'm on the scene. Okay. I'm on the scene. What you mean?
What's going on, you guys? Welcome. Listen, my name is Josiah's World TV, and I have my beautiful co-host, Miss Nikki, in the building. And listen, you are watching the Scene ATL Reunion, okay? Because listen, these ATL streets are hot, and we got a lot to talk about. What's going on, Miss Nikki?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Hallelujah. Shout out to Medea. Hallelujah. Yeah. Listen, it has been so much. This season has been such a whirlwind. I am so excited to kind of recap the most hottest moments, the most talked about moments of this season. Are you ready, Miss Nikki, to go ahead and get this thing popping?
I'm ready to get down to the roots.
Listen, because the people got questions. The people got questions, and we need to get to the tea.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, then. Well, listen, let's go ahead and get it started then. I want to go ahead and introduce our first two cast members, DJ and Delon.
Hey guys.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Y'all
look good. Y'all look good. Okay, hair on fleek, the all black and poised. Look at y'all.
Perched, honey, perched.
Yes. Absolutely. Let's get it. Listen, how y'all feeling?
We feeling good.
Okay. Y'all ready?
We ready for all the things.
I know that's right. I can't wait to get into the roots and talk about some things and, dig a little bit deeper into some things.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And then we have this person, Carl, coming up.
Hey
Carl.
What's going on?
How you feeling?
I am feeling great, blessed and highly flavored. Okay.
Flavor. Okay, you got the dress down. You got the little, the little link going on, the little gold chain. Well, not silver chain. Okay.
Yeah. Sitting here with my white lady fur.
Listen, giving blessed and highly favored.
Just waiting, bitch. I'm tired. Okay.
Please.
Shut up.
Okay. We got our next cast member, Bando.
Is he in the room with us?
Hey,
what's going on, Bando? How you feeling? Look at you. Okay, got the little silk. Giving me a little bit of silk.
What up?
Listen, give me a little Cisco real quick. What's that group Cisco was in?
Bando, you trying to show the talk on me?
A little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, give me a little sexy 90s, a little sexy 90s Drew Hill.
Okay, I feel that. I'll take that.
How you feeling today? You ready?
Love for me.
Listen, you ready to answer these hard questions? You know the people got questions for you.
Oh, you know I'm with the shit. What's up? Let's get into the thing.
Oh, let's get it popping. Okay.
Period.
Get into the things.
All right. The next person we have coming up is none other than Miss JT, or as I call her, Jata.
I'm screaming. Yes, white lady.
Come on, hair. Okay.
Who is this?
What's going on?
Right.
I'm blessed and highly flavored, just like Carlisha.
Period.
Okay.
And I'm
Right. All right.
excited. I'm excited for the people.
You look
Listen,
good, girl.
you know, JT, the
Okay.
people got questions for you. We're gonna have to we're gonna get into
Yeah.
it. You ready?
And I have answers.
Ooh, okay. And listen, last but not least, Mr. Scotty by Nature TV.
V, let's go, baby.
Also known Scotty the
There
Body.
you
Hold
go.
on, let me knock Scotty real quick. What's going on, honey? Shout out to Scotty, Mississippi finest. What's going on?
Ain't nothing going on, honey. I'm just glad to be here.
Listen, you glad to be here, huh? Okay. I love that. Listen, okay, well, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So listen, this season has friendships tested, okay? So relationships questioned and real life struggles in between. So let's go ahead and get into it.
There's a lot of creatives in this city. And I feel like at this point we should all get together and kind of make like a, like an empire type deal. So I do have some friends that I've been really wanting to come together and get some things done. Like sitting here having this interview with Trimmy, we talked about, everybody working together and coming together to make something beautiful. So I feel like this would be the prime time for me to get some of my friends together and see how we can match together and get to this money and, build this empire that I've been trying to build.
Girl, no one has moved this quickly up the ladder like this. And so let's go ahead and market it. Like, let's go ahead and just jump on this milestone moment and really make it a thing. And I'm so glad that she saw me and really wanted to work with me to do it.
Oh, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Oh, this is really giving sisters, honey.
Yeah.
This is giving exactly what I needed to give. I like this.
Let's do it.
Bitches, big bands, and the Prince Derek Doll. Scissors cutting through them lies and the fakes, fuck them all. Bitch, I'm about my paper, put that money in the bag. Money make me come, put that money in my hand.
Tired of the lies, overplaying games. Oh, I'm so fed up with broken promises. Tired of the letdowns, tired of the heartbreak. And I'm so sick of hearing I'm sorry. Over going through the same things. I love you doesn't mean a thing. Done with disappointment, tired of the heartbreak.
James, his music comes on and his verse comes on. I look over, I see JT like not vibing to it. I had to ask Scotty like, what's up with your girl?
They'll show up and be trying to upstage you at your own event. I ain't gonna.
That's gonna be me.
Oh,
Yeah, that's gonna be me. I'm coming there with a Cinderella gown on like this.
I just got out of jail.
Incarceration.
My ex was there, James, the one you got $20. Now, from my recollection, when I talked to James, I actually seen him here, as a matter of fact. A couple weeks ago, he said, y'all know each other. Show me text messages, y'all know each other.
I don't know James, but I know I've been hearing a lot about you, but I have my $20 for you. And I didn't get it. I have my $20 for you.
These two are a key. They are going back to each other. It's like they like each other, but these hoes are really tongue lashing each other. I don't know what's going on here, but I am here for all the entertainment because this shit is funny as fuck, okay?
Funny as fuck.
Gaslighting nonetheless.
I'm gaslighting. You're a victim. Got it.
It's not victim. It's just the reality of what it is.
The reality is you're a victim. Got it.
Oh my God. You just want to have an issue. Don't be surprised, honey, because I don't play when I get played with, okay? So that was cute, though. I'm going to let her have it this time. This time.
people think that you can just call them in a time of need and you're supposed to run to their rescue. No, I didn't sign up to be no superhero, so I'm not bailing you out of jail. And I don't know why he called me out of all people.
Why are you even having these conversations with people you don't know? Me and Delana are friends. So why didn't you just come to me and talk to me about it?
She's coming into this not knowing much about it. She's just going about what she hears and what she sees. Came with the facts and the receipts. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here.
not Scotty getting testy with me. Like, can I speak freely with my friends ever? Like, every time I say my humble opinion, I get berated and attacked by Scotty. Like, I understand that's your friend. I understand that you're trying to support him and you want to protect your people. Love it, mean it. But when do I get that same kind of energy?
So I'm gonna go with Delon. What is your whole thoughts of the season?
There were some things that were shown, but all in all, I like what was shown.
Okay.
Did anybody on this cast feel misunderstood? Did anybody feel like, they had a light that was shown, maybe, how you were shown on the show, you felt like that people were kind of criticizing you or misunderstanding your stance?
I wouldn't say people were misunderstanding my stance by like just out of the whim. I think it was by choice.
By choice. Interesting. Okay. We'll definitely get into that. Anybody else?
I was barely
I
there,
felt-
so
Yeah, you barely even there.
Oh, you can't say that.
I felt like I was misunderstood a little bit, like on the clout chasing shit and the motives about, being with Scotty and things of that nature.
No pun intended. Nature.
No pun
Yeah,
intended.
man, that was a big discussion. I think that was like the biggest discussion of this season. Is Bando a clout chaser? Is he really here for Scotty? So we're definitely going to go ahead and get into that later on. I have another question for y'all. What was the biggest surprise watching this season back?
For me was the fact that we actually had a show. We had so many hiccups and people that quit and got fired and all this other stuff. That was just the biggest thing, that we actually got a show out of it. So, hey,
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
excited about that because I'm like, baby, I don't know what the hell we're going to do, but we want to just keep rolling with the punches. And here we are, sitting here in our black.
Yes, and I just want everybody...
made the best out of what we had. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. I just want everybody to kind of give y'all flowers because there's a lot of web series that have not unfortunately completed their season, and this is a huge kudos to y'all. Y'all came in, y'all stepped in, y'all did what you need to do. You put out the season in entirety, and we have a reunion. So let's give y'all a hand clap. And y'all did that. Y'all made it what it is, okay? Y'all made it what it is for sure.
It's not easy filming a show and having the show come together and to make it work. It's not easy. It's everybody think it is, but it's not.
Yes. We found that out the hard way, actually.
Yeah, it's a lot of different pieces, a lot of different things that goes along with it. So y'all did amazing just to have a plethora of different occupations, a lot of different plethora of different people. It's chef's kiss.
Yeah, we learned a lot. So of course we're gonna take all that knowledge that we got from filming this first season and apply it to the second one. So as soon as the reunion is over, we are literally hitting the ground running on season 2. We have a plethora of potentials that want to be on the cast. So now it's about kind of winding it down and seeing who will mesh well with the group that we already have. And just a lot of things that we just didn't do right. We just gotta we gonna fix all that. We're gonna tie up all those loose ends. So get ready for the season 2. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I can't wait.
I too cannot wait.
For me, looking back on the season, I think outside of everything that Carl said, I think it was just surprising to me how some conversations were had, how some people perceptions and thoughts were. That was interesting. And no, I'm not being shady when I say that. I'm saying in general, it's just watching because some of us knew each other, some of us didn't, right? So it's just seeing these new dynamics being formed and people connecting and finding similarities amongst each other. That was kind of interesting to see too.
Agreed.
Okay. All right, and I just feel like, all the castaways made it happen. You know what I'm saying? So we all made a show and we came through and, the castaways.
Shout out to the castaways,
Shout out to us. Shout out to the castaways.
Shout out to the castaways.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Who's a castaway?
Apparently the entire cast.
Everybody here.
We are all the castaways, apparently.
Oh, okay. So, okay, let me get it together. Okay, so.
I'm glad you're here, though.
Yes, of course. I'm glad I'm here too. I always
Good to see
you.
I know I am bringing my best bitch. Scotty's gonna be there. How y'all relationship? Who's got it? I think we good.
Give me the scoop on you and this band. Oh Lord, I already knew this was coming.
You should have known
I
this was
already knew
coming.
it was coming.
I need to know.
What are y'all doing? Are y'all fucking, or y'all kissing, or y'all just making pancakes in the morning? Are y'all just on the phone, falling asleep on FaceTime? Like, he didn't give me no details.
Everybody knows that I like you.
Everybody don't know shit because I don't give a fuck.
You clearly do.
So I can shoot Jet and Donnie Moon music video.
All right, we doing that back to back.
Back to back. Saturday, Sunday.
Child, I'm sure that when you come back, it's gonna be more rumors.
JT's the one that said this.
He is such a clout chasing kind of energy.
That's interesting. But truth be told, at this moment, me and Bando are in like a weird space right now, but I'm not gonna tell her that because it's none of her business.
I didn't know that at all.
Bando, please.
Here you go, baby.
So here's the guy. It was never gave hater. It never gave hater. What it is that I point out what the reality of what something looks like is. And Scotty,
Do you feel clout chase?
He don't have to feel that. I don't think
No. Can you tell? No, listen. Next caller. Next caller.
Bando, please.
Next caller.
Because you know I could get in
Next
on you
caller.
real quick, but I was trying to be cute. I was trying to be very
Next caller.
I'm just trying to
now it's time for the problem.
All this energy that you focus on me, I'm just focused on Silent Season 2.
Bando's getting a little touchy. Like, I didn't think that he would be getting so upset by me just calling him a clout chaser. You know how the people say a hit dog will holler. And he looks like a Doberman right now.
I actually love JT. But she doesn't know how to mind the business that pays her.
It looks crazy. It looks crazy.
No, I understand how it looks.
You look crazy.
Thank you. So you understand how it looks. And that's exactly where I'm coming from. How it looks is not that great. No, you look crazy and you look a mess and you look like a clout chaser that I've been saying from the beginning. So at the end of the day, you need to stop playing in my face. Like, I haven't been genuinely nice to you.
Genuinely
we cleared
nice
the air
to you?
with you, and I've also expressed.
Genuinely nice
I
to me?
have been.
I just want to make it clear. I'm not
That's what we're
stupid
doing.
and I'm not dumb. If
And I don't want you to
I
feel that
felt like he was
I tell the
using
man
me,
everything.
and if I felt like he was clout chasing off of me, he wouldn't be in my space.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really irritates me and frustrates me with everybody that keeps on bringing it up. I don't feel like he's using me for anything.
Because you're not about to have my friend looking crazy out here in the streets of Potomac.
So Scotty and Bando was definitely a hot topic coming into the scene. What would be the main thing that you would like people to know how you felt about Scotty, Bando?
What would be the main thing I would like people to know? That really, really, really do adore Scotty, and I'm really just want to make sure that everything is right with us before. I don't want to be like leading them on or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I really, really adore the man. Yeah, we try to like we've been doing all season. We've been navigating, trying to make this thing work. Saying, but I just wish people would trust in us and believe in him. 'Cause I feel like people don't even believe in him when he say what he say. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Can y'all give us a breakdown on how y'all friendship started?
Well, actually, DJ actually hooked us up.
DJ, you playing matchmaker?
DJ
You
actually hooked us up.
responsible for that bullshit.
Yeah, and then I guess I think Scotty had been watching me like since on the way up, and me and DJ was on the way up. So
That's
hooked
true.
us up, dropped the text, dropped the group chat. Me and Scotty linked up, went out for drinks. I met him and his people, him and Jamar and things like that. And then from there, we just started kicking it and hanging out.
So DJ, what did you say to Bando to get that going?
Listen, Scotty was like, "Who is this guy on your show?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Bando." He's like, "I didn't know him." And I was like, "Hold on, give me 2 seconds." Bando, what you think about my friend Scotty? He's like, I was like, one moment. And that's how we got here.
And ever since then, we've been talking and hanging out and shit. Yeah, you know.
Shout out to DJ.
For all your matchmaking services.
Okay.
Right.
Listen.
So Scotty, I remember you on the first episode. There was a conversation where you and Bando had, and I think for a minute y'all wasn't talking, for a minute. So do you want to kind of explain, like, why was that the case? Like, where did things kind of just stall for y'all?
Okay, so Bando was going through some personal issues at that time. And because of those personal issues, that will put the relationship to a halt because we had our own ways of how we wanted to go about it. And because most of the time that we were communicating, we were pretty much long distance for most of the time that we were communicating before I moved here. And once right before I got here, that's when all of the stuff began with him. And it had gotten too much for him. So he felt like he would be doing me a disservice because he wasn't in the best of places. Like I said, I don't never want to tell his story for him. I let him do all that. But he wasn't in the best of places at that time. So because of that, he couldn't really devote his time to pour into me when he didn't have anything for himself. So we decided to, go our separate ways for a little while. And you know, in between that time, he did come to my birthday dinner and celebrate me and stuff like that and all that. But we just wasn't really communicating like that. And then once this came along, we started back communicating, and it led to where we are today.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Thank you for answering that question. So I know that you guys' relationship is highly publicized, right? Like it's been, you guys kind of shared each other on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. So a lot of people were kind of thinking like, "Ooh, what's going on with Scotty and Bando?" So my question to y'all is regarding the social media. Like, how did that come about? Like, as far as like y'all, posting, were you all worried about what people were opinions were, especially with you guys posting each other on social media without officially, being in that relationship just
The
yet?
crazy thing about that
For
was,
me, I don't ever be too worried about it. But go ahead, Scotty.
see, yes, he never worked. But see, the crazy thing about that was the first time we posted each other was the first day we met.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even think that when that picture was posted, it was gonna make that much of noise that it made. But
I mean, it did. Y'all,
It
y'all
did.
went viral in the queer web reality. Y'all went viral. Y'all was all on these blogs. I think y'all was on the Gay Shade Room. Just kidding.
I feel like it was like the hype behind it. Bando was new to the scene, and they've been itching to get in Scotty business from the very beginning. I mean, he's been on, the reality space and the YouTube streets for a long time, and he's never done like reality TV or anything like that. Only thing I've really seen from Scotty is like he do his reviews, he have on his YouTube channel. That's it. So to get a piece of his personal business, and it's somebody like Bando that's new on the scene, it was like bitches was like, "What the hell's going on here, bitch?" So yeah, which is half the reason I'm glad Scotty here today, because I'm like, well, bitch, everybody been itching to get your business, so once you get here and put them in it,
I'm pretty sure Scotty's following probably heightened the clout chasing allegations and opinions.
Right. So of course, with Bando being, looking like a clout chaser, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of thought that too. I'm like, bitch, this girl just got here. Like,
You gotta understand, Bando.
I said,
Scotty
I get it. Yeah.
I said now, Scotty, bitch, don't be falling for any man with a beard, bitch.
Yeah. So
there ain't nothing in that beard but lies.
Beard but lies.
Taking my personal opinion out of it, I'm not going to put my personal opinion. Just based off on what was posted, the viewers, the audience, or people on social media was trying to figure out what was going on. I want to hear from the cast though, like Delon and DJ. What were y'all thoughts about the whole Scotty and Bando thing once you found out on social media?
So for me, when the whole Scotty and Bando thing hit the internet, I was like, and he's like, no, like I don't want these people in my business because it's not at the moment or at the time. He was like, it's not what they think it is. And so his biggest concern was the protection of his relationship.
Gotcha. Okay.
I agree 100%. Scotty is just so in love, and seeing him being able to share that with the world is a beautiful thing. But all the opinions, and they probably sometimes weigh on the situation. I do understand that as well.
Absolutely. Now, Miss JT, we definitely got to get into you because listen, that first episode,
Yeah, get
baby
into
girl,
her.
you came in hot, and when I mean
Listen,
came in hot, you was trying to figure out what was going on between Scotty and Bando. Do you want to kind of expound, like as far as like your process as far trying to get to the T? Because a lot of people were feeling like that. Yes, like JT is for the people. She's asking the questions that we want to know. So did you want to kind of get it, expound on that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, like I've known Bando socially. Like we've seen each other like in passing or at an event or two, stuff like that. So I don't know him personally. Well, I didn't know him personally. And so and then me and Scotty, like we were like saying kind of similar, but I would say me and Scotty were cooler than me and Bando was. It's just that me and Scotty didn't build a friendship yet. So I just was seeing it just like everybody else when it popped up that they were talking, and I was kind of shocked because, as I said on the show, Bando does have a name for herself, and for me, I was like, okay, knowing that this stuff is out here,
What's that
me and
name?
Scotty have never personally talked about these things. Why not me go ahead and just ask him what is the gist of it, And that was really where I was coming from. I wanted to understand his placement in it. Was it serious? Was it not serious? How did he view Bando versus the world? That kind of thing.
Okay. Well, Scotty, Scotty the body. How do you feel with you being so exposed with everyone in your business? How do you feel with everyone knowing about your relationship?
It can be irritating. Um, it can be irritating. It can be annoying. It can be draining. It can be all of that because everybody has so many opinions on a relationship that none of them have anything to do with. So that can be very much so like jarring for me because I'm used to dating people and no one knows who they are but my close knit circle. But now everybody knows that I'm with him.
And
And
same with me.
yeah, so
Huh?
it's that's
except
the
for that
only
one man in the comment band, though. He apparently knows all your business.
Apparently.
so it's
I feel like it might be your ex James. Now that I think about it.
Ooh, we'll get
I
into
don't know.
that.
You know him better than I do.
We gonna get into
Allegedly,
that.
I mean, his receipts say it, mine don't, but it might be him though.
You know.
We'll get into
Yeah.
that.
but it doesn't that's the downside of it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make me less happier with him because I'm happy with him, but the only thing that I'm not happy with is the unwanted outside noise. That's the only thing. But I'm learning to drown it out.
That's good, as you should, because what's your relationship is your relationship. Block all that noise out. That's all you can do.
Well, I would just like to say to Scotty and JT's defense, the Bando and Scotty storyline was more my idea because of the fact that everybody was talking about it. So I had to really fight with Scotty to get him to get on the show to talk about it. Because I'm like, bitch, they talking about you and Bando every other week, bitch. Let's talk about it. Like, I feel like nobody better to tell your story than you. Now, when it comes to JT, everybody's like, well, JT, all of their business. Well, to be perfectly honest, JT's asking questions that everybody had. She was just the only one that actually said it. So she just basically said, you know what? If I'm going to be the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy, but I'm going to ask questions everybody wanted to know. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword. So they both were doing the Lord's work.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
respectfully, and we can get into it honestly. Respectfully, I don't think I said or did anything that was so malicious or hurtful or disrespectful to either parties. I felt like that I went about it in a very respectful way by going to the person that I directly had a friendship with or a connection with, which was Scotty. And I asked him specifically, what is the validity of said relationship? And also that I was going to, after talking to him, was going to address it with Bando. So I don't feel like I did anything that was crazy.
What was
I wouldn't
respectable?
say
What was respectable out of all the times that you addressed something at an event, at a gathering, at a restaurant? Like, what was respectful in the way that you did anything?
The
All of the
respect came
times that you've
in.
done it.
The respect came in by me not calling you what I called you after you got upset. Like
And what was
I
that?
came directly in saying, "Hey, these are some thoughts and opinions, not even just about me, but the name that you created for yourself." So me, in my humble opinion, I'm just asking you questions for you
I didn't
to
create a name for
absolve.
myself, baby.
Yeah, you
I just
did,
mind my
because
business.
but you
Mind my
did
business,
though,
do what
because
I do.
every
But y'all
time.
created the name. The people
But
created the
Bando,
name,
now
not me.
let's hold on. If that's the case, when I brought it up, don't you think that it would have been more conscious of you to say, "Hey, this is not me"? Well, your response to me constantly was, "Well, I'm a troll. That's what I do." So you did create that narrative. We didn't do that for you.
Trolling, yes, but this is not about trolling though.
But technically, that falls into the umbrella of what I've been saying for the longest. You
You could you
became a
want once you guys
troll.
go ahead and take that troll and out the umbrella and throw it in a different little bag because it has nothing to do
Well,
with the
you need to throw
relationship
it in the bag.
or
That's the
anything
whole
like that. You
point.
know what I'm saying? Like, you know what
If
I'm saying?
you
Like
threw it
it
in the
has
bag
nothing
and put it away, we
nothing
wouldn't
at
be
all
having
to
this
do with
conversation.
none of that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the whole
So
point.
I want to
That's
know
the whole
what was
point.
respectful about how you came and addressed things in the manner that you've done it all the time that you've done it. What was respectful about it? You didn't pull
It
nobody to
was
the
very
side. You
respectful.
didn't ask
You got
nobody
upset because a
genuine
hit dog
question.
will
You just straight,
holler.
you know what I'm saying?
That's what
Like
happened.
you didn't
Let
listen
me
to your
say,
friend.
let
You didn't
me.
listen to your friend at all. You know what I'm saying? Your friend. The
No,
friend.
but
You
here's
didn't
the
listen to your
thing.
friend at all.
I
You know
think
what I'm
you're
saying? Like,
missing the factor of it all. You're missing the point. The point was when I talked to Scotty at the beginning of the season, and we had a conversation about who Bando was to him. I told him that I would most likely speak to you myself. That was respectful enough. And when I came to you, I didn't even come to you on no shit. Scotty slid in there, thought, "Oh, yeah, this is the person that I was talking about," and then we started the conversation. But I still didn't even argue with you. There was no disrespect there. A hit dog will holler though.
But here's the thing, though. I don't think I
go ahead,
ever
Scotty.
said that what you did was malicious. I don't think I ever said that. My only issue was with the way you would do stuff. It wasn't malicious. It's the way you would do stuff.
Yeah.
Like the first time we sitting at a table together, it goes from, "Hey, how you doing? You know, how's that? Okay, so what's going on between you and Bando?" It's like you going straight forward. Or then when we're at the Mexican restaurant, you bringing up rumors to me that you didn't heard in front of someone that I don't know. No shade to Delon, but I don't even know Delon, and you bringing up my business in front of him, and then you do it in front of the family at my book release. So I'm not saying that you were doing things in a malicious way. I just wasn't a fan of the way you did it, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm
And
always.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it's malicious either, but it does not make me want to. You expect me to open up and be everything for Scotty, but you don't have the situation that I already have. Being that you always call me out every second that you fucking get. It don't make me want to open
But
up to
me,
you at
when
all.
I okay, so let's go ahead and isolate the situations. The first time I said something to you was at Carl's listening party. When I brought it up to you, that was the first time I ever spoke about it, correct? So me thinking I'm just coming to you telling you like, well, hey, these are the things that are happening in the streets of Potomac. And I want to know if you are going to agree and say that this is who you are, or we're getting it all wrong. To me, I'm giving you the opportunity to clear your name. But every time I brought it up to you, you had an issue.
Girl,
Now,
are we fucking? Are we?
As
I
far as
feel
the
like
Mexican
Scotty should be
restaurant,
saying this. I feel like
no,
Scotty
as
should
far
be
as the
saying
Mexican
it like this to
restaurant is
me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
concerned,
Like, not you.
as far as the
You
Mexican
two got this.
restaurant is concerned, I can understand as far as what
I'm
Scotty
still
was saying
irritated.
about me choosing to bring that up in front of Delon because he just met
Mhm.
Delon at that moment. So that I can apologize, and I didn't they take that into account. To me, I'm a person who's very sporadic. If I hear something, if I see something, I'm gonna say something. That's just really how it is. I'm not about to sit here and wait for anything, which we'll get into those later pieces later. But when it comes down to those two situations, I felt like outside of the Mexican restaurant, I did feel as though I didn't come at you real crazy. But every time you responded to me, it gave a energy that was unnecessary to me. To me, you
Because
can defend
I felt
yourself.
like the previous time, the prior times, I felt like at least you would get to like mind your business. But every time we come into a new day, a new scene, a new hour, you always got something to say. So
So here's
therefore,
the thing: you
get
gotta
mad all over.
understand
I get
this.
mad all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought
I'm
we
going to, and I'm gonna
understand
remain
mind your
firm on
motherfucking
this.
business.
I'm gonna remain firm on this, babe, and because it's two things at the same time. I'm gonna remain firm on this, regardless of what the viewers say or what the people in these boxes say. I do consider Scotty my friend, and so regardless of us building our friendship at that time or not, I will do the same thing to anybody up here who is my friend and say,
At that time,
"Hey,
baby, y'all wasn't
I
even
am
friends
not."
like that. At that time, y'all wasn't
Again,
even
I
friends
as
like
I
that.
said,
Y'all wasn't
it
even
doesn't
friends
matter
like that
if
at
we
the time.
were
Y'all was more
building a friend,
acquaintances.
and that wasn't your
Y'all
nigga
wasn't
at
even
the time,
friends
but
like that.
you was
That was
go
y'all.
ho running around
That's
saying all kind
true.
of shit.
That's true. Two things can be true. It wasn't
Exactly. So
my
for
nigga
you
at
to
the
sit here and
time,
try to tell
and
me,
he wasn't your friend. Y'all wasn't friends.
yes, and that wasn't your nigga.
Yes,
So
too. Both true.
why were you
I'm
so
right. I'm
defensive?
right.
So
I'm
why
right
were you so
twice.
Well,
You're
defensive?
wrong.
Okay,
Why were
I'm
you
let's
right
so
twice.
defensive
You're
But
then?
wrong.
here's the
okay, hold
thing.
on.
let's bring
But
it
Quiet
here's
back.
on
the
the set.
but
Quiet on the
here's
set.
Listen.
but
Listen.
here's the
Quiet on the
thing.
set.
But here's the thing though. Like just being
I'm
honest
big,
here.
you're small, I'm right, you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it, bitch.
Said
What
no.
is
Yeah.
happening?
No, let
Here's the
Scotty
thing.
speak and we're gonna bring it back.
Here's the
Right.
thing though.
Because I got a question now.
Here's the thing though.
Oh my god.
How do you and I'm just putting myself in his shoes for a second. If someone came up to me and said that I was a cloud chaser, I wouldn't have taken kindly to that either though. Like I get like it's one of those things where it's you got your opinion, but you also have to be, understanding of a person's response to it as well. Like if you feel like he's a clout chaser, then okay, that's fine. But you can't really be upset with the way somebody reacts to what you're saying if you're speaking on a character at the same time.
100% valid, which is why my verbiage was not accusatory. My verbiage was, the Streets of Potomac has created a
Girl, the
certain
streets of
narrative of
Potomac, girl,
you.
you stay in Atlanta and South Carolina, girl. Stop it.
The Streets of Potomac have created a certain narrative for you that gives off clout chaser. I didn't say, Dwando, you are a clout chaser. No, I didn't say that. I said it comes off as this based off of your actions. So once again, I gave you an opportunity to absolve all of those things. But again, a hit dog will holler, and you give it very much Doberman.
You gave me an opportunity, girl. Save it, girl.
It's
Save
giving Doberman. I get
On
it.
that note,
just save it.
I
on
get
that
it.
note,
Listen,
I would like
I got
to,
I got the face of a pit bull, baby. Go
Okay,
ahead, Nikki.
listen, let's
I would
let's
like
bring
to
it back.
ask a question here.
Go ahead.
Let's cool this down. This is spicy cast. This is a spicy cast, honey.
Yes, it
They gonna
is.
tell them like a TI is, and they don't care. Okay, at this point. But Carl, I would like to ask you, with you being the anchor of
Why
the
am I
show,
in this?
because I have a question for you. So, with you being the anchor of the show, what do you see each person like? I need you to go and talk about each person. What do they bring to the show? Because I can see what bits and pieces of what each person brings. But what was your thought of when you brought them in?
Well, I already knew everybody had their strengths. I knew Scotty was gonna bring a full circle type character to the show, so you was gonna get a lots of his personal, his work, a more because I feel like Scotty understands how reality TV works, and I know he has a story to tell, so I knew he was gonna bring that in. And then Scotty, we have our back and forth every time, but Scotty he's probably like the sweet one sometimes. So I'm like, I already know I have that nice balance with the show. He sweets everyone but me, but we'll get into that later. And then of course I knew that when you had DJ, I knew DJ was gonna bring the comedic relief. Like I know everything is gonna be funny. The confessionals was gonna eat down. It was gonna be that. They've been asking for a money girl and a bitch that was gonna do something different. I'm asking for all these different professions. In comes Delon. Delon was gonna give y'all glamour, sophistication, and bad bitchery. So I felt like Delon would be the perfect bitch for that. And then you had myself.
Bad bitchery.
Everybody has a piece of ghetto-ness that they need. That would be me, and plus I would be like the Shawnee of the group. Say, let's bring everybody together and see how everybody works well. Of course, Bando being a wild card in the way as you've already just seen, I knew that was what Bando was gonna bring. That is Bando's personality. I said that would work fine, and I figured it was kind of like oil and vinegar to throw in there with a JT. So I already know how JT is. If I saw anybody get into it, I foreseen it was gonna be them too. And yeah, I was kind of here for it. So with that being said, I know JT is going to know how to get asked the right question. You got that person that's gonna have everybody having like a kumbaya. I feel like Scotty would have left everybody grounded. JT was gonna go in there and start pushing people. So I knew that was gonna happen, and I already knew. As you could see, DJ and Delon are in the same box. They were gonna give Haley and Chloe Bailey over there. So I knew that was gonna happen, and here we are. So I felt like with the cast, with this particular cast, regardless of because we had a couple of other elements that were here as well, but I felt like that would have been a nice little chef's kiss. But I feel like this core right now was a show. This was a group that we could really, there was something here that a story could be told. Everybody can showcase themselves and their personalities and what they do and call it a day. So this core is the remaining core. This is the core right here. So whoever you bring in here, we have all the elements of a great circle right here.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I agree.
I'm gonna close out on a Bando and Scotty segment really quick. So we have a question from Misha in South Carolina. She said, "Does Bando feel like he contribute to JT and others' concerns about his relationship with Scotty?"
I mean, probably yes. But again, you know what I'm saying? It's just not her. It's a time and place in certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's a little too much invested versus anybody else.
Answer the question, man. Don't nobody talk about me. Answer the question. He already answered the question. The answer was yes. Move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
He tried to elaborate, like.
And do you mind expounding on that a little bit?
I just tried to, and she just shut me down. I just tried to
Stay on you. Stay on you.
Lord have mercy. Okay. Now, Scotty, your book release was listen, that was the highlight of the season, okay? My family. So what was your thoughts going on that day regarding that book release and, you having to defend yourself with Bando and, you having your conversation with JT? What was your thoughts on that scene?
Well, first of all, the day was going bad from the very beginning. Let's be clear about that. It was already going bad. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. Okay, I came up in there bitching and whining about the damn venue. My belt had busted. Everything was wrong. Okay, my cousins were late. Everything was wrong. But for the most part, before we all went outside, everything was fine. But then, this is a moment to celebrate me. But then I'm also having to defend me and Bando once again. It was a bit draining, I should say, because the day was already bad, and then I got to end it by arguing with JT and JT arguing with Bando and all this going on. It was just too much for me at that moment. It was just a lot. That day was a lot. It was a mixture of positive and negatives.
Gotcha.
I mean, but you conquered it, and it's something
Definitely
that a lot
conquered
of people can't even say that they've done. You did this.
Mm-hmm.
And, for people that know, like, I was there with him. I literally was trying to do everything to get this child to smile. I did a heel touch, click my heels together. I was doing all type of crazy stuff. I was just like, like, come on, Scotty, get excited.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, no.
Right.
He was so over it. But I'm like, you got to realize, like, this is a milestone. This is something that you conquered and you finished it. And you're actually a published author.
Not Arthur.
Absolutely. And we definitely gonna get more into that scene. We're gonna talk more about the book release later on as well. Just to close out Scotty and Bando, how are y'all doing today? Where are we standing? Y'all still here? Shout out to Tisha Campbell.
Yeah, we is definitely still here. We still here.
Yes, we're here.
Yes, we definitely is.
Y'all go together now?
That's my man.
Y'all together.
What do you mean? We together, yeah.
Yes.
I love to hear
right
it.
now.
Not y'all over here, huh?
You sing the song, Nikki.
Oh my God. Okay.
I will say this before you move on. I will say the show kind of, I guess I could say, I thank the show for bringing us back and bringing us where we at today.
And you're welcome.
And you're welcome.
No, and you're welcome.
Because that bitch did not want to do this show. She was like, I don't want to talk about me and Bando. Well, bitch, you're gonna talk about it.
And look at that, talking about him, brought him back together. Ain't God good?
You're welcome, bitch.
I
have my bearded hunk of a man now.
I'm screaming.
Shout out to Nikki Parker. I'm in love.
Not a hunk of a man.
Listen, Nikki Parker and Professor Ogilvy, I love to hear. Nikki finally got a man.
Okay.
Listen.
Let me stop being shady. Okay.
Now, hey,
Professor.
Before JT even came to me and DJ saying that she was upset about them folks being up in here, I already knew she was upset about them folks being here because I'm an Aquarius and she is. And when we see a bitch that we don't like in the place that we at, we're going to let it be known that we don't want to be around them.
Why you ain't gave me no heads up that you have all these ops in this bitch? The one I had a whole altercation with? Along with that same person who started the altercation is here, and then like 2 or 3 other bitches that you know don't fuck with me.
Bitch. Okay, stop. You not gonna keep grabbing my hair, bitch. Don't fucking jump.
My back got wet with champagne and people had to separate them.
I'm not here to judge. Them. But my thing was, I was just like, it gives, if you do that, the outward perception is to a hater. It's gonna give hater vibes. And I don't think that's what you intend to give. I get you bothered.
He feels away because I confronted him at...
Well, I didn't hear what he said.
Okay.
I only go by what DJ said, and DJ really didn't tell me like everything that he said.
No,
he was just telling me how it was, and he was just saying that he thinks that you and DeLon need to talk because DeLon felt some kind of way about that.
She felt some kind of way about you talking to DJ about it because she feels like you just met DJ.
Talk to me about it because the same way I was able to come to him about my issue at that moment, he should be able to do the same.
And I'm gonna tell JT, like I told DeLon, I think they both need to sit down, have a conversation. In short, bump pussies and get over it.
So I do want to talk about, DeLon, congratulations on getting your RN. That's not an easy feat at all. Yeah. And I just want you to sort of go a little bit in detail of the process of what's the process of you owning your own business, your establishment.
Okay, so initially I went to school to become a CNA years ago. Up the ladder, became an LPN, got my associate's degree in nursing, and then my bachelor's. Once I did that and got some clinical experience over 7 states, ICU, med surg, trauma, I've really done a plethora of things to build my knowledge base and my experience, if that makes sense. So after that, I then go to get my esthetician certificate and put a lot of money into this business and this foundation. And that's how that came about.
Well, I definitely am, part of the medical realm. So believe me, I understand. I started as
not
a
easy.
CNA.
Okay, in the paint, baby. In the paint.
Listen, people don't understand the clinicals that go through to get to that. The clinical, that's what makes you.
All day.
So congratulations, and we
Thank
definitely do, appreciate you taking your knowledge and also to further help people because we need people in this world to help,
Absolutely.
And there's definitely a shortage of nurses. That's for damn sure. So
and the fact that you're showcasing this is amazing. It's kind of inspiring other people to open up their, their business and stuff. So kudos for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do want to discuss, I know that you and JT, you've known each other from the previous show that you guys were on together, which was Set It Off. How did you guys bond start on that scene?
Well,
how did that go?
Sometimes when there's a scripture in the Bible called "Try the Spirit by the Spirit." And sometimes you can catch people's tea immediately. And JT and I were having an underlying conversation, but not really talking, even though we had met and we were sitting close in proximity. And I don't know, we just bonded. And from then on, I knew we were going to be good friends. Mm-hmm. JT, is that how you feel as well?
At the time, absolutely.
I am weak. So what would you say that you guys relationship is now? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh, but it's the fact that she gave like such a bland answer. Like, yeah.
It's
Is
the
there
brain when she answers the question. For me, it's the
is there some tension here, JT? A little bit?
It wasn't initially, now it is.
Oh, care to respond on that?
I feel as though it's a running trend. I think when it came down to this entire season, that I personally had I wouldn't even say it was an issue. I would say an annoyance per se. There's been this consistency of like I'm thinking everything is fine, and then I get into the collective and then I get a whole different thing. And so I'm kind of confused and I'm a little annoyed, hence my energy at the moment. But me coming into this, no, I didn't have any tension. I didn't have any issues. Quite frankly, I didn't have no tension or issues with anybody in this group. But again, it's a running trend where people like to pop up and next thing I know, I have an issue. So.
Well,
It
JT,
is
if you don't mind me
also,
asking.
can I speak, please?
Go
It
ahead.
is also a running trend with you getting brand new and not assessing how you're coming off on other people or your behavior, because your behavior is what elicited my response. And I was silent for way too long. It's okay to take accountability on occasion and realize how you come off. It's called self-awareness. And I really think it would be beneficial to you to have some.
So self-awareness has never been an issue for me, as Carl said, within the season, and as he know in regular life. I am an accountability queen. I'm very big on letting it be known how I could have contributed to a situation. However, in the situation that you are referring to today, I had no contribution to that. I asked a simple question and your energy shifted. I asked the question because what makes sense didn't make sense at that moment. So I asked. You didn't like how I chose to ask it? That's fine. Your response could have simply been, JT, I didn't like how you asked that question.
You don't
Instead,
get to
you
dictate
decided
how I
you're
respond.
absolutely
You were
correct.
sitting
And
there
you also don't
rolling
get
your
to
eyes
dictate.
when
You
you no
also
no no
don't
no
get to
no because we're
dictate
gonna
how I
keep it
choose to
real.
speak on things.
Let's keep it
So
real. Let's
yeah,
keep it
but
real.
let's
Hold
also
it real.
keep it
Your
respectful
energy
as
been
I'm currently
stank.
speaking.
It's been stank since you arrived. You
No, it
kept rolling
wasn't.
your
I actually
eyes.
had no
I'm
issue.
so
I had
agitated.
no
Can the
issue.
collective speak up? Wasn't she agitated? I'm so agitated. I said, well, get her
I
out of
got
here. You
agitated
know,
when
you
we're
said that.
all coming
You
into
said
this
that. So let's
space.
be clear about the chain of
Yes,
events.
I
Stop
got
trying to
agitated, and I
out.
said I was
Man, come on,
agitated
keep it real. If
after.
we're gonna have a real conversation, we need to keep it real. No ifs, ands, or buts, because I'm not that
So
type of
how
kid.
about this? A
Please be
conversation
real about
requires
your
you to put a
energy.
period on
Please
your
be real
sentence and
about
allow
your
somebody to
energy.
respond.
Be
That's a
real.
conversation.
Be real.
Put a period on the
That's
sentence and
all
allow
I'm
somebody
saying.
to respond. That's a
Begin your
conversation.
sentence with a reality check. Come on, let's go.
If you knew what that was, you would see that that's the case.
Baby,
You
it's
don't though,
not.
and I
It's
understand. But
not.
I'm not about to go
And
back
it
and forth
doesn't
with
fit
you.
before me.
As I said, I'm going to
It
answer the
doesn't
question
fit
for
before
what it
me at
is.
all.
So what I said was, at the beginning of this statement and conversation, when we came in, my first question was, why are they in the same box? That was my question. After that, we kept getting technical issues because y'all was in the same space. So I started getting agitated because I asked a question and I saw you caught an attitude and rolled your eyes. So if we want to sit here and be accountable, let's be accountable for said own
I have no problem
actions.
with that. You do.
You shouldn't have a problem with somebody asking what the fuck you're
Energy has
doing.
been stank from jump. What
It
your problem
wasn't.
is?
It wasn't. You
JT,
want it to be
you
that way
expect
because you
somebody
want
to
an
kiss your
issue.
ass,
You
and
want
you
an
want people to
issue,
do
and I
things the way
understand.
you want them to do them. You don't get to dictate anybody's response to you. You're in charge of yourself, honey. And I don't know
As
if
well
anybody
as
thinks
yourself.
that,
And
but
you chose to show
I'm
your
making
ass
you
and your
aware that
anus instead of
today, and we're gonna
answering the
have
question for what it was.
listening ears, honey, listening ears, because they will help you along the way. I promise you.
Baby, please.
I promise
Next
you.
question, Tamika.
Moving right along.
So
I guess I'm Tamika. So,
oh my God.
I mean, I understand, things happen, technical issues happen. I mean, it's just a part of how things work. And
No,
it
because she
happens,
don't want to give nobody else grace. Meanwhile, she was late for my scenes, not showing up to my scenes. I gave her grace and understanding. She has that for no one else. She just has
Giving
her
grace
response.
when once again, I asked a question.
Bring it
What are you
down.
talking about? I
Bring
asked
it
a
down.
question. What
You
grace is
asked a
there when I
question
asked a
in nasty
question?
demeanor. We all were watching
Everybody
you.
here did the
What
same thing.
reality are you
Everybody hit the
living in?
same link.
Then you
Why the
come
fuck
to
were y'all
Earth.
together?
Mars
Simple.
is not for you.
Simple.
It's not.
So again, next question, Tamika. Let's stay on task. We're discussing Delon and JT's issues within the show. So let's stay on the show.
Okay, so the scene where Delon had the opening, there was some situations because JT felt a certain type of way that certain people were invited. Can we kind of expound on that scene and kind of I would love to kind of get y'all thoughts on that conversation that you all had.
Yeah. Once again, as I said then, I said continuously, and I will say again. At the end of the day, Delon can invite whoever the hell he want to invite to his parties, events, whatever the case. All I asked simply was a heads up. As I was hearing on the show, and I'm pretty sure he will say it here, he's been reaching out, and that wasn't the case. The conversation that we had after the fact, he calls me in reference to his party, the party the day before when he had his brunch. I didn't answer the phone. Okay, cool. I showed up to the spa day.
She said book. She's about to say book release.
Yeah, I was so about to say book release.
Yeah.
But I showed up to the spa event and I didn't know what was happening. So as he said, he tried to reach out to me the day before, or I would have known that these people would have came if I came to the brunch thing beforehand. Again, that still doesn't change the what happened, which is you could have sent me a text and simply said, "Hey girl, just so you know, these people are going to be here." That's it. So that's where my thing was. I didn't make it an issue.
I understand that. Now, may I respond to you? And may you be receptive to what I have to say just as I was you? Are we going to have some couth and decorum, darling?
You can go ahead and speak. All the extras are
Let's just be
necessary.
clear. Let's just be clear.
Go ahead and
Because
speak, babe.
my intention when they confirmed they were going to come was to let you know. I called you. You never returned the phone call. I don't have to send you a text message, darling. I have a lot of things going on, and you need to be understanding of that. You never called me back. You never showed up to my birthday brunch. When you showed up to the grand opening, you showed up with the intention on doing that. Now, these people that you have an issue with, let's be very crystal clear. Let's be very crystal clear and take it back. Whenever we were filming that show and you developed those issues with those people, you had an intention to come in there and start some shit. They didn't have any intention to start anything with you, but what you had the intention to do was come in there and make it all about you.
Look, so this is where we're going to have an issue because I didn't know delusion was in the room with us.
Because you need to start learning how to be a friend better. You didn't even come with a gift. It was my birthday.
Oh my God.
And
now we're creating stuff. Now we're creating stuff. Okay, so first off, how am I coming into a situation intentionally trying to create an issue when I didn't even know those people were going to be there? That doesn't make sense.
You have to ask for yourself.
Excuse me, you spoke, I'm not speaking. That's number one. Number two is, at the end of the day, you're telling me that you chose to not send me a text. By all means, okay. Lovely. You chose to not send a text. But that still answers the same question, which is you didn't give me a heads up. Period. You saying you got all these times and things. Yes, you got a call. You gave me a call. Sure. The next day, this is 24 hours. 24 hours, y'all. This is not no weeks or week in between. This is 24 hours from the brunch he's referring to the spa day. This is 24 hours. This is 24. That has nothing to do with being a good friend. I said specifically that I had shit going on.
Come to somebody's event and make it about you when nobody is looking for.
How is that making it about me?
You are the only one constantly looking for an issue. It's constant.
Delon, what are you talking about? You literally are just saying shit. You are literally just saying shit right now. You're literally saying shit.
You're speaking on it. You're expecting people to follow the
You
path
literally are having
this
is delusion.
Something different, baby. I promise you, your life will be.
Oh my God! Please, Jesus. Please, Jesus, you spewed a bunch of delusion. I thought we were talking to Delon.
Baby, facts. Who agrees with me?
Nobody, because the thing about it is, you're not speaking on it genuinely. Like, are we dumb?
Are you?
Because you're not dumb. So it's like, why are we acting like we're dumb
you
here?
don't agree?
Like, what are you talking about?
They
First
just
of
had
all,
a
how is
bad
that
I
me?
walked out.
relationship
Wait,
for a
wait,
little
wait,
bit.
wait, wait. Because I walked out, I had to pee again. Now, what happened?
So the idea, he said that I
Lord have mercy.
intentionally came to his event to create an issue.
I don't think. Okay,
I wasn't
so
at
we
the
know.
event, but
Okay, so I will say this. Now, has JT done some crazy shit over the season? Absolutely. But when me and DJ was out there talking to her, she was literally surprised to see them in there though, Delon. I can't agree with that. I don't really think she came in with the purpose of getting some shit going. But I do know that once she seen one of those people that was up in there, that's why we was having a conversation outside, because she was kind of blindsided because she didn't know.
That's it. And then even then, I didn't even make it an issue. All I did was, which in case, if it was really an issue, because quite frankly, I was respectful. I pulled you to the side when nobody else saw, and we had a decent conversation, and then we kept it pushing. If I really wanted to show my ass, I could have fucked that shit up. But I didn't.
But JT, do you think that you should have waited to tell him that you had an issue
Absolutely, I could have. But at this point now, I don't give a fuck. So at the end of the day, when it came down to it, I was not disrespectful in any capacity to him. Even when we had that conversation, there was no issue.
Okay, so
So then when we leave the event and you have a conversation with DJ, not even you saying that you had an issue, because his one was funny, because obviously we all watched the same show. To me, because this is where I'm hopefully at some point DJ will come in here. To me, I felt as though you didn't have an issue, and I'm gonna keep it. And you can answer the question here. I don't think that you had an issue with me after that event. I didn't think so. But when I watched the scene with you, DJ, and Carl, it felt as though DJ was trying to make it an issue by constantly reiterating the fact that, well, I did tell her to not say something, or I did tell her this ain't the time. That's not even the point of it all. So to me, it came off as like he was trying to, in a sense, add a little extra whatever to you to make you have a problem with me, when in actuality, we didn't even have one. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, yes, all of those things are correct. Time and place, all of those things. But to sit up here in your box and say that I intentionally came to your spa day to create an issue is literally delusion at its finest. You're trying to create an issue
were you
with me.
trying to hear what I was trying to say?
You said it.
I said it's your intention. It is your intention where you go and what follows. And I gave examples on intentions.
Well, you don't need to give an example. Stay focused on what we're talking about right now. You can't speak on other people's situations. Speak on your own. Remember how you said that you can't control other people's responses? You also can't control other people's situations. We're talking about the spa day.
I really don't get that.
We're talking about the spa day. Stay on task.
You're jumping around, is what
no,
you're doing.
You're jumping around. You say you gave examples. I said stay on task. We're talking about the spa day.
And you're maligning me. That's what you're doing.
Well,
Candy.
This is insanity at its finest. I swear.
You are. You're very.
It sounds like y'all just gonna disagree to agree to.
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's the same song and dance. Bitches ain't did enough, so now they trying to do it now. Period. And that's just what it is. You're trying to create an issue with me where we didn't have none. Try again.
Okay.
Next caller.
I live in the real world, and my phone won't be off next week.
It won't. Neither will mine. You can call me.
Right.
I was going to ask.
Exactly. Continue.
I was going to ask, was there any resolution to this mending this? But I don't, as Andy
it was. Again, as I said before, there was never an issue. As we are seeing here, bitches like to create issues. There was never an issue.
Well, maybe your energy should be better towards people. Honey,
my energy was nowhere to you, babe. My energy was nowhere to you. No, we didn't have a problem. There was no energy. Cut it. Cut it. Just, I would respect you more if you just said I want an issue just cause. I would have respected that. But you trying to create an issue out your ass is crazy.
That's yours, bitch.
Creating an issue out of your inflated ass is crazy.
Can I ask a question? It's constantly. I know you getting things confused.
Scotland, what would you like to say, man?
In that fight or flight mode, but I'm not that bitch, baby.
Girl, next. You're not saying nothing important.
Okay.
Can I ask Scotty continue?
That life, I understand.
Go ahead, Scotty.
Can I say? Okay, So basically, in so many words, JT, what I'm seeing in this discourse with JT and DeLon is that, you know, JT asked the question and DeLon kind of felt some kind of way about, was it the delivery that pissed you off or whatever?
It was the delivery, the constant eye rolling, the different things she was saying.
Okay,
it was like constant, and you know, like that ain't cool.
So here's my thing: is there a way to just, and this ain't, I promise you, this ain't me taking nobody's side. This is me trying to get some understanding on both ends. Is there a way that you could just acknowledge the fact that he felt some off energy from you? And then DeLon, is there a way for you to acknowledge the fact that she said that wasn't her intent to come across that way? Or is that a no for both of y'all?
I mean, two things be true at the same time.
It's given. Stay tuned for season 2. It's giving. Stay tuned. Now, Carl, let me ask you something, because you've been quiet over there in that corner.
Why I keep being in it? I was planning on being a flower bill.
Because I just really wanted to try to make sense of the discourse. Because
So here's the thing. I'm gonna say it like this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pay it after this. I agree. So here's the thing. I'm perfectly understanding that sometimes delivery is everything.
Yeah.
But again, this goes back to the multiple conversations that I keep having with everybody. Even though you can't police people's responses to things, if you're cool with somebody and you're friends with somebody, it's like Scotty, for instance. When me and Scotty be having our little back and forth, Scotty will directly come to me and say, I did not like this. You wait until we're now filming, and then you want to come up and create an attitude with me instead of asking me, why do you have an attitude, JT? Or what is the thing? As your friend. Because before we got up here, we didn't have an issue. So if you know for a fact that when we came up here, we didn't have an issue, why did you think my energy and my asking you questions was a problem?
I did not like the excessive eye rolling. I did not like the disposition. I did not like the undertones. I did not like the aggression in your voice when you were speaking. I did not like it, and it made me feel the way. If you can't accept that, then just say that. But that is how I feel.
I just said it. I understand that. I asked a question, which was, if those things were how you took it, why didn't you just say something and be like, JT, why are you like that?
Because you don't get to dictate my response.
That's not answering the question, though. My question to you is a question. That's not answering the question. It's not about me. DeLon, listen for a second instead of trying to be combative. Listen for a second. What I am saying is, I'm not telling you how you should have responded. What I am asking you is, if we did not have a problem coming in here, and my energy or how I chose to say or ask something came off wrong to you, why didn't you, the same time that you said people should give you grace, why couldn't you just give me grace as your friend who you did not have an issue with coming in? Ask me, why are you talking like this? Is there an issue? That's my question to you. Because again, the same grace that you're expecting, the people in this group do not give to me. So that's my point.
I was frustrated.
You decided to go in attack mode because that's how you feel.
I was frustrated.
But nobody was attacking you.
Oh God, can I speak? I was frustrated, and I saw your frustration as well, and it amplified me. JT, I just really, really, truly desire for you to realize how you may show up sometimes, and how somebody may not be receptive to that. Sometimes, just like I'm willing to check my energy, maybe you should check yours as well.
I always check mine, which is why I validated and understood you by saying I can understand how I responded can come off. But I wanted to ask that question to get an understanding, why is it? And it's not just you. This is the collective. Why is it that when I say something to any of you, regardless of if you didn't like how I said it or not, why is it the vitriol response is always the thing with y'all? Y'all could easily check me at that moment and say, JT, okay, I see what you're trying to say, but I don't like that. So me saying that, and Scotty, you can respond after this. Me saying that is me not trying to police y'all replies. This is me setting a standard for my friendship with you all, which is, if there's something that you do not like that I said or did, check me on it at that moment, and the same level of respect that you expect from me, give that back. Simple. Scotty, you can go ahead.
So you said because you said the collective and you said y'all. So when you say the collective and you say y'all, I feel like I'm a part of that y'all and that collective as well.
Yes.
I totally feel like when you, because you say give you grace and all this other stuff, and when you say things, we all give you vitriol with our responses. Me personally, I don't feel like I've given you any vitriol with any of my responses. If anything, I just set the tone to be like, this is my boundary. This is how I feel about this. I don't like this. I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate that. That has been what it's been for me this entire time. So I don't personally feel as though I give you vitriol, but a lot
But
of
I said that though.
but, but still, let me finish though. At the same time though, JT, because even in one of the scenes that we did together, I'm setting my bounds and I'm telling you I don't like this. But the first thing you say in your confession is, whenever I say something, I'm berated and attacked by Scott. It's those buzzwords you use, and I don't feel like I'm attacking you or berating you. Now, am I stern? Absolutely. Am I maybe a little bit assertive? Absolutely. But it's not me trying to berate or attack you. It's just me simply saying, this is my boundary. Don't cross it.
Agreed. And that's why I can understand at the time, as you said in those confessionals, to me, that's how it came about and came off. But as I said a little while ago, which is I said, when it come down to me and you directly come to me and you tell me how you feel about my actions and my responses, which I can respect and I can appreciate. So as time gone on, I understand how you maneuver, which in case I don't take how you choose to handle me as disrespect or being, berating and stuff. So that's why I can
I
acknowledge
just
that.
had to say that because you said the collective and
Yeah,
y'all.
because as we're talking about the season as a whole, that has been the running topic, which is apparently I make everything about me, which in case the conversations that are being had have nothing to do with me. So I would like for people to really figure out which one they wanted to really stick to. Do I make things about me or am I always in everybody's business? I would love to know which
No, I
one
probably
makes
gave you
sense.
vitriol because I
Well,
was in the moment. I was tired of your shit, so I probably gave you
well, let's move on and go to the next questions here. DJ,
Please
welcome
and thank
back.
Yes, welcome back, DJ. I was about to ask DJ, your name was kind of mentioned in this as well as far as the disagreements. I want to kind of know your thoughts on the whole, debacle. I believe something that you said that was kind of communicated. I just want to kind of know your thoughts on everything. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I only heard a snippet backstage, and JT, correct me if I'm, because I don't want to misconstrue your words. Something that was said was JT felt as though I tried to incite an issue between she and Delon, correct?
Yeah, it came off that way.
Okay. And I missed the first part of it, but why do you feel that way?
Because when we left, me and Delon left his spa event that night, we were fine.
Mm-hmm.
So when Scotty sat with me and said, "Oh, I feel like you need to have a conversation with Delon," I was perturbed because I was like, "Wait, I thought everything was fine." And also in that same token, after he said that to me, not long after that, of course, me and Delon spoke, because he called me about my roommate calling him. So I didn't think that there was an issue. But then watching it to see when you sat with him and and Carl, and you was saying like, well, I was telling her she shouldn't have did this, she shouldn't have did that. And I'm like, well, what is the point of reiterating that when we don't have an issue? It was already, the conversation already was had, everything was fine and it was good. And then, of course, in the unseen, which people will see it in the unseen special, is, well, we'll probably clip it here, is that when you, Scotty, and Delon was together, y'all did the same exact thing when you was repeating the same thing again. So I felt as though you were trying to kind of somewhat poke him into being upset with me. That's how it came off.
Okay. I can respect that's how you felt. I can disagree. In the
Yeah.
same breath though. Because for me, and like I said, I don't necessarily remember every single detail of that scene. But what I will say, for me to make the sentiment that I made the statement that you should not say, or if I were you, I would not respond like this in this setting. For me, it was more or less because number one, you're in the reality space, so you know how people like to overlook things, and people will be like, oh well, I don't know why she did that, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, I just wanted to let y'all know I did say don't do this here, or I would not do this here. But I don't necessarily, I can see your perspective, but I don't necessarily feel as though I was trying to incite an issue between you and Delon, because you all have known each other longer. And what I also remember saying in that moment is both of you all are grown, and you both will get to a resolution in your own time, in your own way. Hence, bump pussies and move on. The people were not gonna let that die. But yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily say that was me trying to incite an issue, and that was never. And just for clarity, that was never my intent.
I want to say something as well. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying I received that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there was some things that were not shown as well, because when I watched some of your scenes, JT, I understood that it came back to you. It was the energy that I felt from you was like I was going around volunteering information about how I felt. That was never the case. It was asked of me, and when it was asked of me, the response that I gave was that I wasn't hoping, something along the lines of that I was hoping you wasn't feeling the way, because that wasn't my intent, and I never would put you in that situation. On another occasion that Scotty, DJ, and I filmed together, I said specifically, I'm going to have a conversation with JT and talk to her so nothing gets misconstrued between any party. I said that specifically. It wasn't shown to my knowledge, but I said that. And then we had the conversation together. So that whole time, I wasn't never going to nobody saying I said this. It was just, they asked me, well, how did you feel about this? And I said how I felt. But it was in the terms of me not desiring for you to feel like I was trying to set you up, because that was never my intent.
And I understand. Hence the reason why, again, when we had our sit down, when you came to, my little acting thing or whatever, and I said to you, I didn't have an issue. I was done with it that day. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I didn't think that there was anything. But then, again, as you said, you were asked about it. It ended up coming back to me like you had an issue. And I'm not saying that the intent of it was Scotty nor DJ to necessarily bring it back to me like, oh, DeLon got an issue. But I'm saying as though, because of how you chose to respond to it, they felt as though it was a problem between us. But in that situation, I was done with it that day. Like, genuinely done with it that day. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm a very in that moment person. Like, so when we talked about it that day and I expressed my thoughts with you that day, I didn't talk about it anymore because I was over it. The day was over. So that's where, again, going back to what I was saying about DJ, that's where I said it came off that way about, when you were asking him or bringing up the fact that you told me not to say stuff. That's why I said it came off that way, because to me, it was like, we already had the conversation. Why are we still talking about it? Because I wasn't talking about it. Everybody else was.
I brought it up because I was tired of y'all talking about me, so I wanted y'all to talk about each other and not me and Bando.
So I do want to switch gears a little bit. I want to go a little bit off key here, and I do want to ask Carl, were you reluctant to having an ex on the show?
Not necessarily. When it came down to me and that young man, we had got to a space to where we were pretty much in an okay space to where I wouldn't expect nothing crazy to come out. Like, regardless of like how me and things ended with us, it's just the fact that we did have a few conversations before he got on the show, and we still had enough love for each other not to be up here like publicly bashing each other on here. So yeah.
Let me tell you something. On that episode 2, when that whole drama and Bando, we're gonna have to talk about that as well. When you got into it with James about the $20, I think everybody's mouth was to the floor, because you was like, where did this come from? Who is this young man? And was this man pimping it for $20? And even JT was kind of shocked that y'all had this back and forth, because JT didn't know that y'all kind of knew each other. Then it kind of revealed. So kind of bring us to that, how that happened. Because I was like, what the hell?
Well, me or Bando?
Bando.
Oh.
Yeah. So Brandon, you
Oh
went in.
well, yeah. So I think we had went out prior to that to the club, and I'm just minding my business, kind of eavesdropping on Carl's conversation. I hear Carl spilling all the tea, like my ex be selling pictures for $20 and shit. He wasn't talking to me, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so
But
it's
I'm like,
Carl's fault. Gotcha.
So
and
Carl
I
was
overheard,
talking too loud.
and I overheard Carl say that shit. So I'm like, you know what? Let me
He was
just hold
talking to
on to
me.
that a little bit.
I
Yeah, I was
talking
talking to Scotty. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he was talking to Scotty. Yeah, okay, got you. And I was like, let me just hold on to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when we finally met, I'm like, you know what? This is probably the perfect time to stir up some shit. Let me just ask a nigga about the $20 and shit. See, everybody else seems to already know about it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Well,
Can I
why
ask
Everybody
you
a
except
act
for
question?
me,
like?
because I didn't know nothing. That was new information.
But why you act like you didn't know that man when you actually been in communication with that man?
Eat, Nikki.
no, I've never met the man. I've never met James at all. Like James commented on a
JT
post
has
that
a
I
question.
had.
I want to hear what she got to say.
James
Hold on.
commented on the post that I had or something like that, and I think I might have responded back, but that was literally like it, to be honest. And yeah, I didn't know him.
So you thought that was okay to talk to his ex or communicate with his ex?
Communicate how? With who? With Carl's ex?
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. I feel like
What
when
you,
it
what you
comes
mean? What you mean
to
communicate? I didn't communicate. We had a exchange in the DM over a post. It was nothing like trying to holler at
it
you or
should be
trying to
no
get with you.
communication at all.
It definitely gave
I didn't
inquiry.
know. No. When me and him had that interaction, I didn't know that was Star's man or ex. I didn't know that.
Well,
He was not my man at the time.
I know it was your man. I didn't know it was your man or ex. I didn't know it was your ex at all either though. Shit, I didn't
Okay,
know that
for a
man.
little bit of
Okay.
clarity for this conversation now, when I talked to James about the situation, the DMT showed me that they were talking about a post, but the post in question was something to do with Bando being a top. And that's what the conversation was giving about. So I'm looking like, well, what the hell is happening here? This conveniently missed my desk, so I didn't know anything to talk about it. Now, if we rewind back to the conversation I was having with Scotty, because James was initially a cast member on this show, and I was kind of telling Scotty, like, bitch, I don't know. Like, I've always saying, whatever you do outside of the camera or in your personal life, if you're that bold and you got letting too many people know about it, it could possibly pop up on the show. Not knowing that the culprit was sitting right behind us with his beard of lies, that he was going to be the one to say. I was basically telling Scotty, like, bitch, I don't know if this going to come up, and I don't know how he's going to feel. I know, of course, I dated the man long enough. I know his crash out is unmatched by a lot of people. So I didn't know how. One thing I know about when it comes to James, accountability just ain't a thing for him. So the fact that you went in everybody's DM and asked for $20, you gonna act like that had people set you up from the okie doke, as y'all seen, which is why he's not here today. He just took it personally as if I had did something, like I had set him up to get. I set him up for something he did. Like, you did it. So, and it's more than people. Like, I'm pretty sure people is watching right now can probably show you a DM where he didn't ask you for $20. Like, that's what I was talking to Scotty about, because they were DMing me the screenshots of it. So I have multiple screenshots of multiple people he's done it to. And every time he does it, I feel like they just feel like, let me just send this to Carl for some odd reason. And if it's a friend of theirs, they send it to the friend sends it to me. So I have multiple DMs of James asking people for $20. So I'm like, I didn't want to know if that was going to come up on the show. And I was like, well, if it comes up, if you was man enough to do it, you should be able to combat that when it comes up. I didn't know it was going to be Bando was going to go in a drunken rage and say, yeah, bitch, I got $20 for you. And our faces in that scene was genuine. We really honestly did not know that he was going to say that.
I didn't say I was going to say it. I just held on to it, and I was like, okay, this is the moment right here. Let me just like,
yeah, we were shocked. And we were like, oh my God.
Okay, JT, tell me a bitch you had to pay it.
Yeah.
So I just have a question, because you saying that you didn't know who he was, you didn't know that was Carl's ex or whatever, so, or whoever he was to him at the time, but like, I'm confused, because when you came into that situation and you blurted, obviously we was all surprised outside of Scotty. We were all shocked. Why didn't you go ahead and just straight up say what it was that he was in your DMs at that time? Like, why was it that nobody knew about any of that? It felt as though, like, it felt a little weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that I'm intentionally trying to be on your ass.
No, that's easy. I got you, girl. Because
yeah,
it was so much time in between. when I even arrived to that scene, I still didn't know who the fuck that was. Never met him.
Okay.
I didn't even know who that was. I'm like, I didn't know who that was. Like, oh yeah, we exchanged DMs. I forgot all. It was so much time in between. Like I didn't know.
Yeah, because it came out, I was like, not only Bando shaming him, but like they end up having some kind of whatever.
There you
It's like,
go. First of all, I be trolling and shit. So had I known that who he was before going in and about the DMs and shit, I probably would have bought that up 9 times out of 10.
I agree.
And Carl,
I probably would have bought that up.
And Carl, what was said? Because I know you had to take him outside. What was said when he talked to you?
Well, he was talking. Basically, it was pretty much like I said. He thought that it was me that was setting him up. But the thing is, like Bando said, I think Bando didn't recognize him, but James definitely recognized Bando. Mm-hmm. So he's just looking like these your group of friends. I guess when Scotty had grabbed Bando's leg and told him to stop, he thought it was, how Nikki, you know him. So you already know in his mind, it was all a scheme that Todd set up. Specifically at him, and it's like, I'm trying to calm him down, so I don't want him to crash.
It wasn't right, yeah.
This nice peer space I just got, so I'm like, please don't tear this up, and he mad, like I set him up. I'm like, nigga, I have nothing to do with this.
I was also cursed out.
And also, too, I do want to say that Scotty was over there fighting for his life. People don't understand how bad Scotty was trying to stop Bando from saying the things that he was saying. He was
talking
like,
through
no,
his head.
Bando, stop.
Hot and
Stop, Bando, stop.
Stop. It was kind of, I was trying to stop him, but it was kind of like an excuse to touch him, but whatever.
Scotty, please.
Touch it. Ooh.
Save that for Scotty by Nature After Dark. Okay?
Man, just
You
being
trying to touch
honest.
on muscles.
I was just glad to have him around.
And then I think my more so thing when it comes to, I guess before, so me, Nikki, and JT, because I think we probably know more of James' personality than everybody else there. We're expecting James to turn into the Tasmanian Devil and tear that split up. So I think that's what we were preparing for because we know James. So that's pretty much what we were looking at. So I really wasn't thinking because James is definitely a now that TV type of character.
So I'm serious. I'm serious. Like it's just,
I was
you gonna get mad, you're gonna get mad, you're gonna get, it's just.
I was gonna say, Bando, were you ready? If James want to throw hands, were you ready for that?
Of course, but even if I got beat up.
The whole time when I was there, I literally kept my eyes on James.
On James, me as well as
I literally was just like,
yeah, because we know how he do it. So
Lord have mercy.
That's why I started filming.
I was slightly disappointed because I was prepared to cuss him out. So I was slightly disappointed.
Yeah. Because Bando did take JT's shine.
Yes, Bando took my shine. And I was like,
I beat you to it.
And I honestly felt like when he came into that initial scene, he was expecting him and JT. He wasn't expecting nobody else, as we all were.
Yeah, because I was locked and loaded.
Yeah.
And you're welcome.
Absolutely. Okay, listen, let's go ahead and move.
It was Nikki, like.
I know that's right with that phone.
I had to get the information to show people like this is what the hell this is
For the investigation, honey. Yeah.
I had
Okay. So outside of the drama, everyone in this group was going through something personal. Let's take a look.
I'm finding myself being haunted by the incident, which I'm gonna go ahead and say the violation of it all. So sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night because I have nightmares about it, or sometimes I randomly think about it and it puts me in a dark place. And then there are times where the suicide word comes up, but it's not because I want to do it. It's just something it's like a mind thing. Like sometimes I get the thought of committing suicide, but I don't really want to do it. But it's kind of like it's ingrained in my head. It's not like I have the desire to do it, but it's like it's in my head. I've even had dreams about doing it.
Everybody has different coping mechanisms.
Yeah, mine always came at once. When like my mom died, the guy I was dating died, Anita died. I took everything from childhood, and like I went through two of the most depressing years. 2022, 2023, they were dark years for me. I just was in a space.
Yeah.
Bitch. everybody, like you said, everybody just handles it differently.
Everybody. But it's okay though. You have to go through your process and feelings, and
don't cry, bitch. Come here, there, bitch. Come here. Don't be out here crying and shit. We're having a conversation, whore.
And you know we love you, bitch.
We love you, little bitch.
So yeah, Scotty reveals some dark secrets about himself to me and DJ, which I kind of knew somewhat about, but it's just really hurtful to hear come out of his mouth because I also suffered some of the same kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really, I'm glad that he's actually opening up to us, to get that out because we are his friends and stuff like that. So he's well protected in this space, in a safe space right now.
I have my own essay experiences that I don't necessarily care to talk about because I too was not believed in either situation.
You're going to connect good with one, and it'll be a snowball effect. Now, you just have to have that outlook.
Yeah, because even
honestly, I had a preconceived notion. I was going to come here, and be like, shit. We from Mississippi. But now, just talking to you, it's a different outlook. And, I see where you're coming from. And I can understand, why. You get what I'm saying? I can understand why. And I'm not trying to...
I'm good.
I'm not trying to make you emotional or anything, but, it's just...
Stop crying.
Family is important,
Stop crying. Family is important. Stop crying. No, it's good. I'm just...
I don't want a lot of family members there because I don't like a lot of my family members. I don't want a lot of family members there. I don't want fair weather people there. I'm very much careful about what I put down there because, there's a lot of people that I would like to come, but then you got to take into account would they be willing to travel from Mississippi to Atlanta. I'm just really looking into all of those things.
Oh, as always, people need to know and understand in the industry, things don't always go as planned, right? So Fauna, unfortunately, her makeup artist wasn't really on time, and now we're kind of pressed for it, of course. We were pressed for all the time, and things have already been booked, right? I already have the space, I already have the photographer, we're all here ready, and she's the only one who isn't.
People don't understand that putting out music is a lot more challenging than people think. You have to get the beats, you have to write with it, you have to make sure it's mixed and mastered, you have to pay for the studio time. If you decide you want to do a visual or for a video or something, that's money. Then you have to get people to film it. It has to be edited. It's a lot that goes into projects, and people don't understand that we're not famous yet. It's a lot of things that come into it, a lot of time, and a lot of, most importantly, money that I ain't got.
People be feeling like, oh, I'm gonna wake up on Tuesday and I'm gonna be an artist. And then they get in the studio and they put out one song and it may hit, it may do a little something, but the reason they don't have any follow-up is because they're not an artist. And for me, I just feel like, stop playing in my fucking field. If you are really not about it, if you're not serious about it, don't do it.
So then DJ brings up Bando to me again. He says that he wants to know what's going on between me and my husband. His words now, not mine, his. And I told him that I am fine with me and Bando just being friends right now and him being the homie right now. I said that to DJ's face. But in all reality, I'm only saying that because I'm tired of talking about me and Bando. I'm tired of talking about me and Bando at this point. Could y'all let us be I'm tired of talking about this right now. But I know DJ just want to know, and I know that he just my friend. He just want to know the tea. But I'm tired of talking about me and Bando. I got other stuff to talk about besides me and that man. Do you understand what she's saying?
Yes.
Okay, so you.
But I ain't gonna let her know that.
But why you just didn't say that?
Because it's none of her business. You already know. I already know what's going on. You already know what's going on.
Yeah.
She can stay the fuck out of it.
So
she didn't mind the business to pay her.
So let me
go find some other business and pay it.
So let me ask you this. So you understand what she's saying?
I understand from everybody. Everybody in my inbox, everybody says the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? But we have not made no, commitment. We already told you. We already said what we gonna do.
We trying to figure stuff out.
Okay, we're figuring things out.
That's the best way to put it.
And so what is figuring out looking like? Is that looking like, okay, possibly getting back together, or are you in a space to where you don't want to be in that relationship? Because I personally don't want you as a friend to be in an up and down situation. I'm pretty sure Jay feels the same, because I've been there before. And I don't want that for a friend. Like I feel like it's well.
So I want to ask everybody on this cast, watching back on this season, what was the most toughest thing watching back up? And I want to go down the list. I want to start with Scotty, and then we'll go down.
The toughest part of like
watching back this season, like what was a tough moment for you? Like, oh my god, like emotional.
Me talking to Bando and DJ about my essay.
And
I
that's
cried.
so real. That's so real because a lot of people, we hear about women getting that say, but when it comes to men, you don't hear that much. So I just want to kind of give a kudos to you for kind of expressing that and just talking about what you went through, because there are a lot of men, especially in our community, that get essay, like, you know what I'm saying? So I totally understand, and I'm kudos to you for really just opening up about that situation. I know that was really real for you, Scotty. So I think you touch a lot of hearts with that. Nikki, what you got?
And thank you for sharing your story, because that's a lot. It was
all right.
So
Bando, what about you? What was the most toughest part looking back at the for the season?
Well, I had a couple scenes. One of my scenes was the one Scotty just mentioned, with him talking about the essay, and also with JC explaining what she went through in that scene with her and Carl and Scotty as well. Then watching myself be vulnerable and crying on camera, child, I'd be hate watching that.
I was about to say, yeah, that last episode you did open up, and it kind of made me look at you in a, just from a viewer perspective. It made me look at you in a different way, like, oh wow, like Bando is opening up, because you went through a lot growing up. So just thank you for even sharing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
like
appreciate it. Yeah, no problem.
what you had to go through, and the trauma that you went through, that's real. So we're grateful for that. Delon, what about you? What was something that was, a difficult thing looking back?
Looking back on one of my confessionals when I was talking about my diagnosis of Graves' disease, and how it changed my physical appearance and
I forgot about that.
had me unrecognizable. That was a very tough time in my life. So that was the first time I like really said it out loud in that manner. So that reality is still a little fresh for me to get used to.
Yeah. And that takes a lot for it to open up on camera to the world about that. So kudos for you as well. I know it is something that's not really talked about, because it is it is something that's very serious. So, I think that you inspired a lot of people regarding that, because there's a lot of people that are suffering through that. So just kudos to you for opening up. JT, what about you? What was something that was kind of difficult for you to kind of navigate, or looking back at this season?
Honestly, just doing the season. It was difficult for me. It was difficult for multiple reasons. Like at the time of us filming, I was going through a lot of stuff, from filming Chasing Atlanta to filming this show to being a cast member on this show to then losing my job. Then I also was dealing with the mess with my roommate. So I kind of had a lot of things that was happening while we were filming that I honestly just felt like I wasn't able to enjoy the whole experience as a whole. And I don't know, especially the roommate situation, I felt as though it was so, I guess specifically for me personally, I just feel like people don't take a lot of shit that I go through seriously. And I felt like that situation specifically was like, okay, we don't fuck with JT. We don't like JT. So because she's going through this, she deserves it. And that's where I've kind of felt a way about, because people don't understand that that situation wasn't a simple thing. Like, this man attacked me in my home. Like, he broke my door. He threw shit at me, broke stuff in my house. Like, this wasn't like no simple thing, And going into like when Delon, him calling Delon and trying to get bailed out and stuff, it's like that goes to show that I was dealing with a mentally ill person. Like, and so I felt as though it wasn't taken serious. And so it was kind of hard to put that on the show, but at the same time, contrary to popular belief, I'm a real ass bitch. So if I'm going through it, if that's really what's happening, y'all gonna see it.
When you say nobody took it seriously, are you talking about like the public?
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt like the public didn't take it serious. I would say, with all the stuff that happened with us in this group, I would say all of y'all definitely showcased that y'all cared. So I don't want any of y'all to feel like y'all was a contribution to that. It was more of a public situation that I was kind of dealing with, where it was like all these lives were happening, people were creating all their own narratives. It was a lot, and so yeah.
I was going to say yes, JT. So like, because what you went through did go viral when the time it did. But I feel like once the show aired and you kind of explained your part and everything that kind of happened, I think that people were, commenting on the show were being like on your end. But that is a lot. And just kudos for you. I mean, you're still here, you're still standing. Like shout out to Maya Angelou, doing the thing. So you're still here, but you did go through a lot. And one thing about you, JT, I do appreciate you for honestly showing your, what's going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to you for that. Nikki, do you got anything or?
And also, I'm just going to talk to the whole group as a whole.
Yes, yes.
Thank each and every one of you guys and gals for just opening up and just opening yourself to scrutiny, judgment, just going through so much mentally when you can see yourself coming back. Like when you're watching yourself back, you're like, oh my God, how's everybody gonna think I am? It's a lot of things that you can feel. But honestly, I enjoyed watching each and every one of you guys and gal tell your story. And I cannot, give you guys praises enough for just being open to all the things that come with doing a reality show. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say, me
Appreciate it.
personally, I appreciate every one of you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Yes, that's real. DJ, a lot of people feel like that you wasn't. A lot of people feel like for this season, they wanted more of you because you was killing it in your confessionals, right? Like with the comedy. But as far as like you being, they wanted to kind of see more of you this season. Do you want to kind of expound on that? And why wasn't you really involved this season as much as you wanted to?
So there are a few things that I want to address regarding that. So as I stated in episode 2, I am a professional background singer. So sometimes when there would be events such as the cast photo shoot, I had a private gig that I had to go do. So I couldn't make that. Additionally, I was filming another show. I guess I can talk about it now because I don't think it's happening anymore.
It's not.
But we were just being honest, we were filming season 4 for On the Way Up Atlanta, and contractually, I wasn't even supposed to film this show. So the only way that I could be a part of this cast and do that too was I had to be a friend of the show. Right, friend of the show. And so that's why I wasn't there a good bit of the time. But also, while everybody was talking about their own personal stuff, I also had real life happening. And I respect, everybody who's willing to just, and this is no shade, but I respect anybody in any reality space that's willing to put their entire selves out there. There are some things that I believe that are not for the general public. There are some things that should be that should solely be for you. And the people that needed to know what was going on, they knew. And so those were the reasons why I wasn't there. It wasn't that I didn't want to be there. It wasn't that I didn't like anybody specifically. I genuinely have a love, whether it be best friends with Scotty or my relationship with Carl or Bando or whoever. I genuinely have a love for everybody on this cast. The reason I wasn't there is because of those reasons provided.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just specifically for DJ, I want to know because as you were saying, like you have you have every right to put what you choose to put on a show. But with that mindset, why do reality TV if you're not wanting to be forthcoming?
So I've always been one, for me, the individual, you can do reality TV. You just ain't got it. What's the old saying? I'm old school in some capacities, so I believe tell some, say some. You ain't got to give everybody everything. Leave
Yeah.
something for the people to wonder about. And then plus, if I'm gonna be completely honest, JT, and I think you can identify with this, it don't matter what you give to people, they gonna come up with their own narrative anyway.
Right.
So even if you because your way is different from mine, so even with you giving all that you gave, the people still had a narrative. The people still said whatever they were gonna say. So for me, I'm just one of those where I'm just like, some things are not for everybody.
I would have to say that I would have to agree with DJ. I feel like when you do reality TV, the fact that you have when you're, especially with the producers that kind of letting you like tell your own story, I'm the same way. I kind of figure out like what part of my life do I want to give y'all, and what part do I need to keep to myself? Because reality TV is exactly reality, but me giving you the storyline basically tells you what part of my reality I want you to do. Now you can do what you will with the part that I gave you.
Yeah.
But if I don't need you to know that shit, you won't know it.
You won't know it.
You don't need
like
to
I
know
said,
all
I've
that.
never been
It's
one to
reality.
pour myself out for attention. So when we mention clout chaser, that's what I see a clout chaser as. Somebody that will just whore themselves out for just any type of attention. They just want some attention. They just want the hug that their mama never gave them. That's not me. That's not me.
And you're seeing it on some of these current shows right now.
You see it on some of these shows, some of these podcasts, some of the blogs. Like,
is this shade? It is.
You see it. That ain't shade. It just is.
But it's real though. Like some
It's
of these girls
true.
on these current
And
shows are.
just to clarify, me asking you that, I wasn't taking away from your experience.
No.
Yeah, I just wanted to know
I
because
think you and I have a understanding of how we communicate.
Yeah.
So, unless you're into, and I think I can read when you being intentionally shady. But
okay.
I didn't
she's
think
a bitch.
I'm screaming. But no, only reason why I asked is because, like for me personally, when it came down to the situation with my roommate, I felt as though I had no choice. You get what I'm saying? Even though I did, it was kind of one of those things of like, same as what Carl and both DJ saying, it's like, okay, I have the right if I want to put this out there.
Yeah.
And I could have still not put it out there, right? But it was already out there. So I felt as though I had no choice but to tell the story, because as me and Scotty already said, when the live started and all kind of stuff, we were filming the scene in real time. And so it was kind of like I had no choice but to go ahead and just speak on it. Or as, DJ said, somebody will create their own narrative for
Right.
it.
Even with the Scotty and Bando situations, like there's so many narratives been pushed about y'all. If we're on the show, spin your own narrative, tell your own story. Most of these blogs, they will get the story and when I say make up whatever they want to, and everybody believes it, which is insanity to me. But that's like y'all get there and tell y'all own damn story. Don't let them bitches tell y'all what y'all doing, who y'all doing it with. You was saying Bando was having secret rendezvous in Dallas and all this other bullshit. Let them tell their own damn story, man. Yeah. Let them tell what happened.
Yeah, I will tell y'all this. I will tell y'all this because I know somebody's gonna be like, well, why he did that? I will say this. With what I was dealing with, it was life threatening. I'll say that. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, what I was about to say was what you was dealing with, that wasn't public, it was pretty private. So that's one thing. But what JT was dealing with, that was already out there. Me and Bando's relationship was already out there.
That was already out there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like me and Bando's relationship was already out there. JT's roommate situation was already out there. So we were kind of like we really didn't have a choice but to acknowledge it since we doing the show.
Right.
I didn't want to, but I didn't have no other choice.
But,
well, I use it as leverage. Like, girl, they already talking about it. You might as well just do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add another audience question from Here Ho from Afghanistan.
Girl, Here Ho is taking it.
It's the Afghanistan part for me. It's crazy. This question is for Delon. Delon, why did you have another camera crew present at your launch? It's a two-parter question. And were the talents split between shows? And also, we have not seen the theme spa. The med spa. Sorry, since it opened. Are you still in business, or did the state inspector pay a visit?
Oh my God!
What?
Wow.
What?
Girl, half the scenes for the season was filmed at the damn spa. Where was you?
Let me answer the first part of that question.
Yes.
I have learned and I've paid attention to different experiences when you're dealing with reality TV. When you hold your events, you should always have your own footage because of the fact that it may never see the light of day. You should always have for yourself. And I'm a firm believer in that, and that's what's gonna happen with me, especially if I'm spending a lot of money. Second part, yes, baby, I'm still open. You can stop by. You can make an appointment. The website is up. I don't have any state inspector coming to shut me down, baby, because I will not get shut down. I'm in compliance. Catch that. Don't let it slip through your fingers.
Okay. And just to clarify, when he was referring to the people footage may not see the light of day, it was that camera crew.
Okay. If you want to be honest.
If we want to be specific.
Damn, I ain't got nothing else to drink.
Delon, real quick, what type of services do you have at said med spa?
Peptides, B12, vitamins, IM injections, the tirzepatide, weight loss. One of my clients has lost over 100 pounds. I got a lot of commentary and different things I'm bringing to my Instagram really soon to show people the before and afters. So I've been out here working for real.
So if I wanted to get rid of my midsection, I want to stay thick, but just get rid of the midsection. Can you help me?
Okay, so I have a new peptide called Tessamorelin. It targets the midsection. You know, you can come through and we can go ahead and get you squared away. Sculpted. All right?
Come on. I'm going to book my flight when TSA opens.
All right.
I love it.
DJ, what did you do to earn the title Slut Bucket from JT?
You know, if you listen to my music, you'll pick up on why. Listen,
I did not
Let me
expect that
tell you
question.
something. Let me tell you something. You know, we could talk about that. You know, because the people want to be in my bed so bad. I'll just say this: I've never had a complaint. I've never had anybody be disappointed, other than with the fact that they were stretched after. Do with that what you will.
Oh my.
I don't want to know you like that.
All I can say is I hope you have a mattress protector messing with me. So that's probably why she got that sentiment. But you know, I mean, I can't necessarily say she was lying. I mean, if you are fortunate to ride this ride, you're fortunate to ride this ride.
Please.
DJ said, I'm not the one or the two, or the three, or the seven.
Listen, if you're fortunate to ride this ride, hey baby.
So DJ, were you offended by me calling you a slut bucket?
I was not offended at all. You know, I will say this: people have to know your humor, and so in that capacity, no, I did not take offense to it.
Okay. You heard that, Scotty?
Girl, fuck you.
So guys, here are the most messiest moments of the scene ATL. Let's take a look.
You talking about I slept with somebody who I sleep with now?
You talking to him right now?
This your look back.
It's not giving lick back, it's giving reality.
This is your look back.
What do you want? What's the lick back?
But no, listen, no, I didn't sleep with nobody in that. But
Where you get it from? Where did I get it from? The streets of Potomac.
I kind of feel like JT isn't wrong because, bitch, you should have known better. What Monica say? Bitch, you should have known better. You know what I'm saying? But the nice time is no one to live with, even be friends with, or do anything with. Like, it wasn't the same person that was eating roaches out of the refrigerator and cartons of milk and shit out of Bryson's apartment. Ain't that the same person that tricked Bryson into paying his bills and shit? Oh, okay. I guess, lady. Look, you know how to choose them.
Such a purse, and you didn't bring any roaches.
Listen, I just explained to you, and you still believe what you believe.
I didn't know. What I let you tell me what you said, and
you still believe
I'm
what you
responding
believe.
to you how it's looking. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
I'm sorry, but look how it looks. Look how it looks. It looks great. Look how it looks. It looks great.
I bet it does. I just wish it looked real. I wish it looked real. I'm saying how it's looking. So what do you think? I told you what I think. I
party started.
Please.
So everybody can gather to the other side. You know?
Let's gather. Let's just
Yeah, let's gather.
Are y'all good?
Creative growing pains on your end.
Scotty, please. You again. I love the fact that you're so supportive of your friends.
Always.
I love that.
I love that for you.
However, I wish that you can look at it on my end of the table, as I am also your friend, and realize that I was also come at as well. But you're not looking at me in that way.
So
why are you villainizing me?
I'm not villainizing. I'm not villainizing you at all.
You are.
No, I'm not. The problem that I'm having with this is that you're putting me once again in an uncomfortable position.
I'm sitting with Delon and Scotty, and Delon tells us something about Nice Time calling Delon to get bailed out of jail. Like, bitch, why would you bail that nigga out of jail? Leave that nigga, lock that nigga up, and throw away the key. Please.
Like, girl, it doesn't come across as concern. It comes across like you just want to be messy as hell.
It's the way you do stuff, and I just felt like today just wasn't the place to do that. It just wasn't the place.
That's why
it pissed me off that you did that in front of my cousins and stuff. Because I get that you just let me say, because I really didn't say shit when you was over there, windmilling and being on your JT Cochran over there with Bando. I didn't say nothing what you was doing. All I'm saying is stop doing that shit. Just like, I don't mind you giving your opinion. Give your opinion. I ain't gotta agree with it. We can all agree to disagree. But it's the time and place for shit.
As we go ahead and close this thing out, I want to kind of go around and ask each cast member a couple of questions. Okay, so what is the biggest regret for this season?
I'll go first because I think ours is pretty obvious. I will tell you this. I think, and I want to say this the right way so it's not misinterpreted. When it comes to JT, I wish I had gotten to know her a little bit better before sharing certain pieces of information, because there were certain pieces of information that were agreed upon that were not going to end up in said show. And not because, I was afraid of anybody or nothing. It's never anything of the sort, but it was the fact that it didn't happen on the show. And it was the fact that it was brought on the show. And so, I definitely think that was something that I probably, in my just taking accountability for my part, I think had I known her a little bit better, we probably would have alleviated that. But it happened.
Let's address it.
Yeah, let's talk about that really quick.
Please.
When you mean a private phone conversation, DJ, like what happened?
Well, let me give you a backstory. So, because I got to give context. So, first of all, JC, I don't even remember how we met, but I know initially I was told about your production skills, her work. And so that's how it started. And so we come on the cast. We're having a separate conversation because, like I said, I really didn't know her coming on the cast. We knew of each other, but we weren't friends. Yeah. And so in having conversation, there was a picture that was posted, and I was like, oh, I didn't know you knew so-and-so in this picture. Well, the person that was in the picture was someone that I used to have interaction with. We'll just say that. And, she was like, no, this is my gay husband, whatever. And so there was a conversation that was had, she, Scotty, and I, and we basically was just like, this was the interaction. I do not recall, and like I said, this was July, August of last year. I don't recall saying anything colorist. I'm not a colorist. That's not who I am. But there was, like I said, there was some dialogue that was said. I said out of my own mouth, this man does not love his boyfriend, or whatever the instance was. And the only reason why I had that to say was because of something that JT said, regardless of the fact, like I said, that's what was said. And so for me, I wish I had gotten to know her a little bit better, because I had heard things, of course, just about how she was, but I was like, she's never done it to me. And so I'll just make a mental note. But when that happened, it was like, nah.
So what did you hear how I was? Expand on that.
So I'll give you a perfect example. When we were at Delon's opening, of course, there were the people that you had issues with. And in mingling with the people in the room, there were a couple of people that walked up to me and they were just like, "Why you hanging with her?" And I was like, "Well, we're on a show together. Like, we're actually in the middle of filming." And so the sentiment was, "Well, be careful with her because she messy, or don't tell her none of your personal business because she gonna go tell it." And so for me, I was just like, okay, well, like I said, I'm still getting to know her. She's never done it to me. So let me just make a mental note. But I'm just going, let me fill her out. Let me get to know JT, whatever, whatever. And so that's where that came from. So that's an example
That's the
of
first time I heard that.
yeah, that did happen. So, and I mean, like I said, some things for me, I'm the type where if it's not needed, let's not. Like even when we had our initial conversation at Scotty's event, granted, I was like, I don't really want to have this conversation here because this is my friend's event. But at the same time, since we were having it, I also was just like, we can have a mature conversation without it having to be a knockdown, drag out production.
And I agree. The reason why I had wanted to know that was because I don't know. First off, to acknowledge the part, as I said earlier on lives and stuff like that, I just do not remember us confirming. Now, I'm gonna take you and Scotty's word for it. Obviously, like if we confirmed that we was not about to bring that up, cool. I just didn't think nothing of it because to me it was like when you said it, I felt like it was just out of bounds. And just to clarify too, I wasn't when I was joking about it in the scene with Scotty and Carl. I wasn't necessarily thinking that you're colorist. I wasn't thinking that at all. It was me being jokey. Like when you said what you said, I was like colorism. Like it was just me trying to make light of it, really. But it wasn't like heavy for me. So again, which in case, as you said, I wish that you did take the time to get to know me a little bit more because to know me is to know that respectfully, I don't take a lot of shit that serious. I
You
really
know how to
don't.
be DJ. Incarceration.
It's
You know what
okay.
I'm doing?
You see what I'm saying? I'm just
Lord.
dramatic. I'm dramatic like that. It just be like those one moments. I be like, oh my God, like that's just how I take things. But when it came down to it, it wasn't that I had like wanted to hold this in and wanted to not fuck with you or not get to know you or anything. It was just it kind of took me aback. So then when fast forward to when we sat down and our interaction that day it just, a bad taste in my mouth was accumulating. And that was where it was. It's like I just didn't really know how to maneuver with that. And to hear that these people spoke to you about me, it just furthers my issue at the time, which was these people don't fuck with me. I would have loved to know that the people that don't fuck with me was in this space. Because regardless of anything, even if they're not coming in to punch me in the face, it's clear that there is an intent for mess. Because what is the point of them walking up to you because they don't know you from Adam's house cat?
Well, I will say in their defense, I do know a handful of people from that cast.
Yeah, but not
However,
well enough for them to try to put negative thoughts in your mind about
not
me.
the house cat.
Especially when they're not even on our show.
Well, I
Oh,
think in that capacity, I think two things can be true.
Yeah.
I will say that in regards to just your overall sentiment when sitting with Carl and Scotty, one thing that Carl said, I have put trust in people, and then they have done things that have made me regret giving them that trust. And
Okay.
there are several people that we all know, that have violated me in such a way. And so they could tell you best, like, if I trust you, don't do that. And so I think in that particular scene, if there was ever a part that I might have cocked my head to the side with, it was the whole aspect. And like I said, we just discussed it, so we don't need to rehash it. But you made a mention, well, if DJ's going through stuff, then he should let the whole group know so that we can be more, receptive, and we can be more warm, and give grace where it's needed. But
Yeah.
it's challenging to open up in a space, or it's challenging to feel safe in a space that has proven to be unsafe, for lack of better words. And that's not to say that you're going to do anything malicious. That's not where I'm going with that. I'm just saying, if I give you a piece of information and it's stated that it's not going to be repeated, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt in trust, in good faith, that it's not going to be repeated. And I think when that happened, it was kind of like, she a really cool chick, like I really want to fuck with her, but I can't because this happened. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
It does, and I understand that 100% because going into Scotty's confessional when he said it's given untrustworthy. The
I
thing
don't even
is that
remember that. So
yeah, he said that in his confessional. So for
okay.
me, I can understand why that could come off that way, and so for that, I can apologize because that's not my intent to make anybody feel uncomfortable or feel as though that they can't trust me. Because I'm very big on my friends trusting me. Because there are plenty things that, and everybody who's up here has said something to me personally at least once, outside of DJ, has said something to me personally at least once that I've never repeated. And the reason being is because I am a trustworthy friend. I think I want to at least try to, um, I guess, split the two situations a bit. If you was coming to me and you were telling me about the things that you was experiencing in your life, both negatively and positively, then I would have never repeated it or said anything. I think the difference is the fact that we were talking about somebody that I hold dear to me and is a friend of mine, and like I said, is my gay husband, and for me, it was like that was what made it different, if that
Of
makes
course.
sense. It wasn't like if you told me something that was detrimental to your life or something that could really change your life, I would never. That's not my stilo. That's not my game. Of course we're doing a show, but I'm actually not a TV girl. I'm not a TV girl. I don't do things for a shock value. I do things to tell a story.
And I can
So
respect that.
yeah. Yeah.
I can respect that. And I will say, even in relation to, said gay husband, last I checked, we were cool. And so, I completely respected his relationship and his situation. And for the record, because I know somebody's going to go here, this is not somebody that I want. This is not somebody that is checking for me. And this is not somebody that is looking for me. So we're good in that regard. If I were to see him and said partner, hey, how you doing? Hug, hug, life goes on, we'll go
That's what I
get
was
Starbucks,
asking. Yeah,
whatever,
fucking
whatever, and we'll call it a day. Like I'm not a drama person. If I don't run from much, but if I'm gonna run from anything, I definitely run from mess and I run from drama. So, for the record, there's no static there. And that was never the intent by having that conversation. I will say, in my space, for me, I overshared. And so if me oversharing my experience, as I said in the unseens, if me sharing my experience or me saying something that made you feel disrespected, that's never my intent with anybody, unless I just don't fuck with you, then I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But for somebody that I am still getting to know, it's never my intent to have any static or any conflict with you.
Yeah, and I received that. I just want to say this, and then we can be done with it. Is I want people to just kind of take into account the exact same thing that Scotty did when it come down to supporting and defending y'all. I was doing the same thing for my friend. It just may look differently because Scotty has a way of defending his friend, and I have a way of defending mine. But the intention is somewhat the same. It's just we went about it different ways. Because again, me and you, we didn't get a lot of time to be around each other and like film and stuff. So from the time we had that conversation to us sitting down to then at the book release was literally like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a lot of time for me to address it.
Mhm.
So that was where it came from. But my intention is still the same. I'm very protective of my friends too.
Absolutely, as a friend should be,
Scotty,
So
please.
we're in agreement
I'm about to
there.
say, Scotty,
Yeah.
your face. What's up?
So since you say that, that's the challenge that I was having when we were at Carl House was you were acting as if you couldn't understand why I was on defense mode at that moment when you was literally doing you was literally doing the same thing I was doing in that moment. Like you felt the way because DJ said something about your friend and you didn't appreciate it. So when you did the same thing in my presence, it was pretty much the same thing.
So
So
here's
that's
the
what
thing.
I
The
was
difference.
having the
This is
challenge with that situation because I'm like, well, bitch, you doing the same thing I'm doing. So why are you acting like you don't get it?
So the difference is that when me, you, and DJ was talking, DJ was expressing his thoughts about my gay husband, and it was negative, like in the sense of
But
like.
that's okay. So that what I'm saying, that's what I mean. So if you felt like it was negative in that moment, why not just do what I did to you in that moment at that table? Just stop him and
But that's what
that's
I
your,
did. But if you remember when we was on the phone, I said, okay, not too much on my husband.
you
I
said
addressed it when we was on the phone. Yes, when we were on the phone, I said not too much on my husband.
okay.
but the difference is what I'm saying is
I'm
that
not
when
gonna say you didn't say it because
yes,
it was been so
but what I'm
long.
saying is when me, Carl, and you were sitting down and we were talking about it, the difference is when I was telling the story of the situation because Carl didn't know about it. You wasn't allowing me to tell the story. I wasn't.
The reason why I got so upset in that moment, it really wasn't even just about you telling the story. It was more so because you brought up the phone call after you were saying that you wasn't going to bring it up. That's the only reason why I got upset. And then to top it all off, I get that you don't remember, but this is why I said I really wasn't happy about doing this because we already talked about some of this shit already. And you know how I felt when you said it on the live and when you said it in the comments. I don't remember saying it. I would never make that up.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Me saying that I don't remember is not me discounting that you remembered it. I'm not saying that you didn't say it.
Because it was already, watching that scene back already was irritating enough because I was irritated in the damn scene. But then to see you on the live saying, well, I don't remember saying that. Girl, don't.
Because I don't. That's the thing.
I know, but this is what I be talking about, JT. I get what you're saying, but just listen to how I felt in that moment.
I get it.
You on that live say, I don't remember saying that. I don't recall saying that. That made me feel like you trying to make it seem like I'm lying on you or something. Like it felt like you was painting a narrative that I'm making something up. And I know you told me already that wasn't the case, but in that moment, I'm like, girl, don't do that now because you know I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And I didn't think that you were lying at all, but I just wanted there to be the understanding of the difference, which is I'm telling a story, I'm expressing my thoughts, I'm talking to my two friends, and I'm saying, hey, this other friend of yours, I did not like XYZ happening. Even if, yes, I may have said, okay, I'm never going to bring this up. Okay, cool. But in the moment, I wasn't dogging DJ out. Like I said, my verbiage can come off a certain kind of way because I use terms like slut bucket and stuff. I call Carla slut bucket regularly. You know what I'm saying? It's just my thing. It's just I just have I have wordplay. I have things that I say.
I get that, but I think you miss what I'm saying. It's not really about you not dogging him out, JT. It's more so of the fact that you said you wasn't gonna do that and you did it anyway. That's why I said it's given untrustworthy. That's why I said that. Because if you say that you're not gonna do something, then I don't expect for you to do it. Is what I'm saying.
Are you saying JT has distrustful shoulders?
Like,
have to talk about
if
this.
I say, say for instance, me and Delon are having a phone conversation and we're talking or whatever, and you like, bitch, don't bring this up on camera. I'm like, I'm not gonna bring it up. So if I'm telling him that I'm not gonna bring it up on camera, then bitch, I'm not gonna bring it up on camera because you trusted me enough to have that conversation for me to not bring it up.
And I understand that. I'm not confused by that at all. I get it. I definitely understand.
That was my whole purpose of being upset. It wasn't even just about the whole you speaking on him, because it was certain parts of the conversation where I really didn't care about you speaking on him on it at the beginning. But when we start talking about that, and again, sometimes it's your delivery. I've said that before. You may not mean for it to come across that way, but sometimes you got a little bit of sarcasm and your tone can be a little bit rough at times, which mine can too, which is probably why we relate on a lot of things, because I get the same damn thing. I can come across as condescending. And I don't know that I'm coming across condescending until a bitch tell me that I'm coming across condescending or when somebody else come across condescending to me. So in that moment, your delivery made it come across negative, but then the phone conversation was what took me to the edge.
And I get that. And that's where I think where the confusion part of what we're getting at is, because, we understanding each other in this conversation. Yeah. I think what it is that in that moment, any other time you've checked me on whatever I said. I wish in that moment you told me that I said that.
But in that moment, I thought it was
no, because that's what I'm saying. To me, in that moment, it was strictly to me. It felt as though you were strictly focused on defending your friend as far as what I was saying about him. You felt like I was talking shit about him, but you're saying now that it was really about the fact that I brought something up.
At the beginning of the conversation that we were having about him, I didn't mind your commentary. But then when we got to that part, as I just said, your delivery did make it come across like you were talking shit about him. But then you bringing up the phone conversation is what took me over the edge when you brought up the phone.
Yeah, I get that.
I probably never would have snapped at you if you didn't bring that up. Okay. Is what I'm saying. That's what pissed me off, was you bringing up the phone conversation. And on top of that, here's another thing, and I want to address this too while we're here, because I haven't had a chance to say it to you. I don't think I said this to you personally yet, so I want to say it here. Another thing that you did on the live was that you said when you were talking about, when y'all was talking about the episode, and then you were talking about me defending DJ, and you said he defended DJ, but he let anybody say whatever the fuck they want to say about me. That's not true. Because even when DJ, and he can attest, when DJ felt like you wasn't fucking with him, he came to me and I said, well, you know, at this point in time, me and JT are in a better place right now. So I feel like there's a conversation that y'all should have, and I feel like y'all will have a better understanding. Not once did I allow him to talk shit about you. So when you get on your lives and you say stuff like that, that does make me feel away. I don't just sit there and let nobody talk shit about you in my presence. Because the way it seems as though you're saying you can defend DJ, but you can't defend me. That's not true.
Mm-hmm. And for the record, there was nothing that was said that I didn't say to you directly, but
which is true.
In his defense, is like, yeah, like any issues you got with her, me and her, we in a good space, so you need to go talk to her.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. And on top of that, you also said something else, and that's the last time I addressed. Recently when you said you felt like people on this cast was Team Scotty, and it wasn't cool for them to fuck with you because they didn't want the Scotty gang on their ass. And when you said that on Aaron and Rollon's live, I'm like, well, why are you making it seem like I done rallied up the troops against you? I don't feel like nobody was against you.
So this is where you're taking my words and making your own narrative about it. Because
that's
yes, I do feel.
So you can explain.
But Scotty, that you're taking it and making it like I said specifically. You are getting all the girls together to go against me. I said people are choosing to not fuck with me as heavily as they could because they fuck with you, and your following is going to not fuck with me. So it's easier for them to be cool with you than it is to be cool with me. That has nothing to do with your choices.
Okay, so I can take that.
The perception.
Okay, I can take that, but I don't think that that's true. I don't really see because who's doing that?
Everybody's done that to me. But this is what I'm saying. Perception can be reality for me and for you and for everybody. Your perception is what it is, and that's fine. But for me, I felt as though it was easier for everybody to be like, well, you know how JT is, or JT is the messy one, or JT is this, because they know that I have no problem being the one who takes the brunt of shit. I have no problem doing that. But not everybody is built like me. And I'm not saying everybody weak or nothing. I'm not saying that. So don't take it like that. But what I'm saying is like when it comes down to this space, some people are meant to be able to handle these situations where, okay, if I'm pushing story or I'm asking questions or I'm doing XYZ, okay, I don't have no problem with what is being brought to me. But not everybody's going to do that. So for me, I felt as though there were situations where, example, talking about you and Bando, or anything of that nature. I'm not the only person who was asking questions. I wasn't the only person who had thoughts and opinions. Okay. But I was the only person who was getting the negativity outside of the group.
You talking about people on the outside saying it or people in the group saying it?
No, people on the outside saying it. But that's what I'm saying is the fact that, when you look at the comments, mind you, DJ asked you and Bando about y'all relationship. Carl asked you and Bando about y'all relationship. Delon asked you and Bando about y'all relationship. But I am the only person who gets all the negativity about it, primarily because I was asking the real questions. And so for me, it felt as though when it came down to it, because of public perception, a lot of people didn't get the same type of reaction as I did, just based off of the fact that they aligned with you.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think a lot of it probably has to do with the way it goes right back to it's not what you ask, it's the way you do it. And the way you were doing it came across messy. So
let me shift the glass real quick, because I'm going to shift the glass real quick. I don't necessarily think it's all of that. I do think that potentially is part of it. But I also think some of it comes from, it's almost like, why does it, and like I said, JC, I'm not fussing at you. I'm not trying to parent you. I just
You good. Go ahead.
It's almost like, why does it have to be you? Like, I mean, okay, the people have speculations, but just because you think it, why do you have to necessarily say it? Why is it any of your business? Why is it? Yeah, I think more or less it was probably the frequency, and in every scene, it's like, well, Scotty and Benno, Scotty and Benno, Scotty and Benno, and I think that's why potentially Scotty might have gotten annoyed with it, and it may have appeared to the audience to be overkill because in every scene it's Scotty, JT, and Bando, or Bando, Scotty, and JT. Like it's so Bando and Scotty was JT's storyline in so many words, for lack of better words. And so that's why that potentially might have been a little problematic. Not saying that officially was your storyline, but that's what they're gonna think because of what is being shown. More or less going back to what you said, perception is reality.
And on top of that, I will honestly say the only reason why, like, because I don't want nobody to feel singled out. I felt like when I didn't have an issue with DJ asking me because he knew about the relationship, him or Carl asking me about it because they knew me longer and they knew the relationship better than anybody else. Okay, so when me and you are at this point, we are trying to build a relationship and we're trying to grow. So, and then when you say I don't get a direct answer, I don't get a direct answer. But then when I think about everything that was said throughout the season, I felt like I said the same thing over and over again. The first scene that we had when we sat down, I said we wasn't dating. I said we used to date. I said we used to kick it. And I said that. Then when we get to the Mexican restaurant, it was brought up again. And I said, well, that isn't my man. Then when we the scene where we found out about the whole live video about your roommate when you was out here at the house and we were talking, one of the first things, it wasn't shown, but you asked me what's going on with you and Bando. By that point, okay, I'm annoyed because I've answered this question over and over again. And then I said, well, me and Bando haven't dated since December. And then you was like, well, that's news to me. And I'm confused by how the hell that's news to you if I told you 2 or 3 different times that ain't my man.
Because we're on the show, but then also there's behind the scenes off camera. If you're telling me on camera that yes, y'all don't have nothing on and y'all not dating, but then right after we get off camera, we go to Bulldogs and he's down your throat, then I'm gonna start being like, well, wait a minute now, what is happening here? Like you just told me literally 10 minutes prior that y'all ain't dating, ain't shit going on, y'all just friends. And then when we get here, y'all kissing down at Bulldogs.
Now,
so it's like that's where the confusion came in. So when we get into these scenes, I am going to reiterate it and find out, okay, you told me this before, but then the moment we get off camera, it's a whole different energy, and that is fine too. If y'all are still figuring out when the camera is off, sure, but keep it a buck. So that's where I was at. I was okay.
But in my opinion, JT, I was keeping a book. I wasn't lying to you. We were not.
I didn't think you were lying to me.
Okay, in your words, I wasn't being forthcoming.
Correct.
Okay, so here's my thing. My thing is, but the problem that I was having with the whole thing is you kept saying, every time I ask you this question, you don't give me a direct answer. And I'm looking at you and I'm saying, I did give you a direct answer. I said it over and over again that ain't my man. Now, by this point, by that last time you asked me when I said me and Bando have not dated since December, me and Bando wasn't doing sucky faces by then. We weren't doing sucky faces until the second half of the season.
No, y'all definitely was kissing after we left the listening party and the Mexican restaurant.
Kiss at the listening party?
Yes, it did. At Bulldogs when you got drunk.
If we did, I don't remember.
Because you were drunk.
I don't remember much from
that's what I'm
night.
saying. You were drunk.
Well,
all I gotta say is I can kiss whomever I want to. If I tell you that ain't my man, that's your direct answer. I don't really, and to be honest, I didn't feel like I owed nobody shit either.
It's not about that.
But I did give y'all an answer. It was the correct answer. Was I kissing Bando? Absolutely. Did I love it? Absolutely. But he wasn't my man at the time.
Absolutely. Whether he was your man or not, I enjoyed every minute of it. So.
He wasn't your man at the time, but
he
is your man now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, because I'm just trying to explain the annoyance. We have to understand, coming into this show, me and Beto had just started back talking. So I didn't know we was even going to be in no relationship by now. We still trying to figure out whether we want to be, like, we just kicking it, having fun, doing this, doing that. And then, Bando starts kissing me in the club here and there and stuff. And then it becomes a frequent thing. And then, I enjoyed it. Shit. But I didn't like he wasn't my man.
As you should.
I don't think there's no issue with that. I think what it is that to me, I'm doing the Lord's work. Okay, so
You
the
did
Lord,
it several times.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why I said this. The reason is because, and I said this on the live, which was I felt like I was given. It was less about you, which in case honestly, I was asking you how you were feeling about him, just to get an understanding on the updated timing of everything. Like, okay, as time going on, y'all spending more time together. I'm pretty sure that the feelings are not going to be what you told me in the first scene. So to me, I'm getting updated feelings because I'm watching Bando. I've seen how he's been. So to me, I'm like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity for Bando to change his own narrative. If we have this conversation about what he's doing with Scotty on this show, this is giving him the opportunity to change the idea of what people think of him. Nobody's not saying that that is his job. Nobody's not saying that it is a requirement or anything of that nature for him to explain anything to anybody. However, everybody up here has the intent to either be famous, a public figure, or in some capacity a part of the industry, which in case your business now becomes everybody's business. So if you decide to put it in the forefront that y'all are together or dating or figuring it out or whatever, people are going to have questions. The only questions really is for Bando though, because the questions was whether or not his emotions towards you were sincere. So this is an opportunity for him to absolve all the thoughts that people had of him and what y'all relationship was by being honest and forthcoming and just being straight up like, listen, I fuck with Scotland Sanchez. We not together right now, but baby, we're figuring it out.
Okay, I understand that. That's beautiful, lovely, lovely gowns. All that.
Okay,
I'm
we're gonna have
saying
to move on. Go ahead
it
and
was.
put your point out, Scotty, and then after we gotta move on.
I'm just gonna say this. As a human, it was annoying. That's all I'm saying.
I completely understand.
It was annoying coming in every scene and somebody asked me the same question over and over again. Everybody want to be all up in my shit, but ain't nobody talking about they shit. So it's like, why everybody all up in my shit? It was annoying, but that just.
And I get it. I'm not taking that from you. You know, people was annoyed with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Mary McLeod Bethune.
Girl, you done became a whole
Rosa.
activist.
Yes, Rosa Parks. You know,
we is not
you know, when you do it, we're performing activism over here.
Let's go ahead and move on, y'all.
Okay, let's go ahead and close out right now. Go ahead, Nikki. You got it.
Delon, any regrets that you felt this season?
Well, it depends. What was shown, darling? What was shown? So today, let me just say, I do regret my energy initially off JT. I was very frustrated, and I could sense your frustration, and it was a lot of things that were going wrong. I didn't mean to come off on you in that way, but I just wanted you to realize your energy wasn't really giving me love and light at the time. So, yeah.
I receive it, and I can say the same.
Scotty, any regrets this season?
I regret that I didn't really get to know Delon as much as I wanted to, but it's still room for that because he does check in. He does invite me places. He just invited me somewhere last weekend, but that was a no-go for me.
Baby,
that
you
day.
should have been there.
I heard you told me, but hopefully we get to know each other more within the next season. That's the only thing.
Okay, period. Carl, any regrets this season?
Yeah. We just didn't follow things like we needed to. But season 2 coming soon.
Period.
Bando, do you have any regrets?
No regrets. You live life with no regrets. Okay. Our story was a happy ending. I enjoyed the ride. Everything was very pleasant for me. I would definitely want to come back for season 2.
So are we going to be seeing any new faces for season 2?
Yes.
I believe so. We should.
Absolutely. Quite a few.
Yeah, we should.
So we can end this goddamn reunion. We can get to
it. Any final words? Any final words from anybody before we close out?
I want to start off by saying that I just love how me and JT can argue and get over it because I'm over it already.
I'm over it too.
Y'all both Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all locked in. Y'all good.
But
But I can say that although we did this reunion did kind of start off a little bit rocky. JT and Bando had their back and forth. JT and Delon had their back and forth. But we were able to bring it to a happy medium at the end. I can tell that it's some respect there at the end of the day. And I guess I can say thanks to Carl and JT, because even though coming into this show, I was very much so not excited about discussing me and Bando's relationship, but I guess it was for the good at the end of the day, I guess. So there's a silver lining with everything. And giving me the space to tell my story, because it was very hard for me to talk about my SA, but me being on this show talking about it, it forced me to talk to my mother about it. So just to make that be clear, I did tell my mom about it before the show started airing. So
I want to say, first of all, Scotty, justice for bitch, please. Listen, I'm never letting it go. You should have never told us. Justice for bitch, please.
It's never coming.
Oh no, it's gotta come now. The people want it. The people want it. I want it. I want my 2 copies, please. I want to thank the producers and the creators of this show for giving us all a platform. I definitely want to thank the entire cast. And the panel, the panel knows who they are. I want to thank them for loving me through my difficult shit. But I also, because there was a concern by somebody I don't know about whether or not my album was done and out, and whether or not we had a listening party. That part was in the unseen. And yes, my album, A Soul Without a Heart, is out on all streaming platforms right now.
And it's good.
And Bando is on the deluxe version. I can finally talk about it. Jesus Christ. The people were like, when are y'all doing a song? So there you go. Bando's on the deluxe.
That's what's
Thank
up.
goodness. In season 2.
Carl, any closing remarks?
Go get the Throw Factories in stores now.
I'm screaming. I'm gonna say this, and I want to end it with a positive note for everybody here. I appreciate all of y'all for being involved in this project. I expressed this to Scotty and Carl before. Personally, it was important for me to finish this project because the girls was on my ass, including Bando tired ass, talking about
You finally did it, baby. You finally
talking about
finished
stylish
something.
forever.
Pretty much
You're welcome.
something.
That's very much something. But no, I appreciate you guys for being involved in the project. We wouldn't have had a project without y'all. And in spite of our growing pains, I genuinely do have respect for every single one of y'all. We've had some issues along the way, and I do want to, fix those things. We can continue having conversations. And I hope that DJ specifically, I hope that we do take more time to get to know each other personally and really build a relationship. Delon specifically, we had our thing at the beginning, but which is shocked because I said we were fine coming up here. You know what I mean? But I want to say, even in spite of that, I do fuck with you. Me asking you to be a part of this show was because I fuck with you. I wanted us to really showcase what our friendship looked like because we didn't get that opportunity on Set It Off. And so we had our bumps in the road, but season 2, we got plenty more room to do that. Bando, I fuck with you. We're gonna always argue. Shout out to Martin and Pam.
We always gonna read each other down.
Yes, always. Just be prepared. The reads will always be pending with you.
The reads are here, bitch.
And Scotty, the girls that swear up and down, we're not friends. We friends, bitch.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue building our friendship. But I appreciate you guys so much.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, well, let's go. Anybody else? We good?
Corral.
Okay, let's go ahead and close out. Well, you guys, this was the Scene ATL Season 1 reunion, and the story might not be over yet. Okay, so give yourself a round of applause, and let's close this season out.